of Europe, that's what we are. Let me sing it again. We won it in Bilbao. Won it in Bilbao. Champions of Europe, that's what we are. Spurs corner, top till I die. Spurs corner, top till I die. Spurs corner, top till I die.
And welcome everybody. It's Wednesday and it's the best show in town. I hope you're all ready. We can rinse and repeat. I tell you, watching that intro again is kind of just like, do you know what? Those players, man. Like you see Son, Kane, like oh
You see, May the 21st, 2025. It feels like it's now 1975. That's how
Oh,
long
mate.
ago it feels. But when it was only 6 months ago.
Sadly, we don't have Bill Nick. If it was 1975 and stuff. It's absolutely. We're gonna go for it anyway. How are you, Iggy? How's things?
Fantastic. The transfer market is closed, and we've bought all the players that we needed to get. We didn't play with 11 players and a completely young bench. We've done all the bits that we were going to do. The war chest money, the 150 million that we had war chest money was being spent. We got the players that we needed. Frankie's happy. He's ready to cook. Let him cook. Man United, you don't even know what's coming your way, mate. We don't even know what's coming your way, mate.
I know what's coming.
What's happening in your world still?
No clue, no idea, no point. Welcome to the show, everyone. Smash a like, subscribe.
Welcome
we picked up
to
a point
that
against
show.
Man City, though.
Hit that like, hit that subscribe, guys. Listen, like today, like the last couple of days since the weekend, I've been feeling poorly. Wife's been coughing in that room. I've been coughing in this room, freezing cold, duvet and stuff. I didn't go to the game. I gave my ticket to my son. But I was thinking, I still feel rough. I don't know about going on like today, but do you know what? I had to come on. I had to come on because I had to praise the club, the team, and everyone from the weekend to Monday. Because do you know what? Lange, Flange, frigging Vinay, all of them, well done. Absolutely well done. You made our club actually worse in a transfer window. Right? You made our club worse in a transfer window. And from now on, I'm just gonna say that I'm quite frank in now because I just want him to be there it's gonna end up with this team getting relegated, right? And these guys up the top there, that actual shit show who brought him in as a manager, he's literally been a guinea pig from day one at this club. Every single press conference he goes to, he's the one in front of that camera. All the questions he gets asked, transfers. He's towed the line. He's had their back every single time he's got a question. He's had their back. He's fired them. He's batted the questions back. What did he get for it? We've got a young kid who's a defender who comes on playing on the right wing, right? The last day of the transfer window, what does that mug do? He's organising and sorting out a youngster from Scotland to come to our youth team. We have got a bare 11 to pick from. He's sorting out a youth player. That's how much they've got his back. So do you know what? Fair play. Well done. It's just absolutely. And sorry, the other thing I'll just go on about really quickly is the fans, right? This whole protest thing about walking out. Like these people, what? Oh, Tottenham scored a goal. Let's all just stay. Never mind the fucking
Progress.
25 years of misery we've
That was
had.
never going to happen.
Never mind of thinking of the big picture. No, but all of them were Billy Bollocks. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Everyone's going to do it. Yada, da, 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 da. Just the sight of a little goal, a sniff of one goal, and suddenly no one gets up and leaves. And I listen, and if anyone says to me, "Oh, you've got to back the players and you got to back the team and you got to back," I am backing the team. I want to back the team. Do you know what? That team is literally on its knees right now. Those players are getting played so much, they're actually causing harm to themselves because they're getting injured. They're ruining their careers. So by us as fans who want to go and stand up and leave to make a point, to make a view, to let those people at the top, the ownership, know that this is enough, that's kind of doing it for the fans, for the players, doing it for the manager. We're trying to have that managers back. We're trying to have those players back. They can't go on like this. Like, we're literally ruining their careers. What? But I'm all right. There's a sniff of a gun. I'm not gonna go to a protest. I'm not gonna walk out. I'm gonna stay there and clap.
Listen, for me, that I completely agree, man. That epitomizes for me our fans, man. Like it's like reactionary. We react a certain way when the results are not going our way. We react a certain way depending how we're playing. So it's results based and how we're playing combined. If you get like, after that goal, for me it's very telling. It was so short sighted as well. It was as if like, we would only do something depending on the result of that day. We were 2-0, and if that game had ended at half time, everyone would have been out. Do you know what I mean? Protesting. But then you think, well, we get 2-1, make it 2-2, and all of a sudden all the problems are gone. It's just short sight. And this is what I say, and I'm going to say it right now. We don't want change. We talk about change, we moan about change, but we don't want it enough to do something about the change, to bring the change on, to put the pressure on change. And for as long as we have a situation where we react only to the immediate result, we react. We don't believe in it. We talk about protest, but we don't actually believe in it enough to attend and be participant in a rightful protest, and not attend to create content. Not to actually, because as a Spurs fan, you want that change. Listen, I've personally been at a protest at Tottenham training ground in Whitewebs. I've been to the protest at the ground, and that's without me even being at the game. I've gone to a protest without actually attending that game on match day, and for all the shit we took for it, it's I'm not planning on attending anymore until and it can only come from Spurs fans. No one else could bring change. They're not if they're not under pressure enough, it's not gonna happen. So
Why?
I don't know what to say anymore.
Why would they change? All they have to say is, "Oh, we've got a 300 million war chest that we're going to spend in the summer."
Yeah, well, there was
that carrot.
the 150 million war chest I spoke about a season or two ago. Where did that go? Now we're talking about, we had this guy I can't remember. I'm just gonna say this guy is talking to me about 300 million in the summer. Yeah, all right, mate. All right. After everyone's renewed their season ticket in April and May, we're going to talk about the summer transfer market. It's the same shit. Rinse and repeat all the time. I don't believe in his club. I don't believe in the owners. Romero, right? Romero, this is like the third time now he's done what he's done.
Yeah,
that to me, he's beyond giving a shit. We will come to it. He's beyond now giving a shit. He cares. I do believe he cares, but I do believe now he's getting to the point where, you know what, fuck me, fuck you lot, sell me if you want to get rid of me, sell me. He's at that stage now.
I do believe, kind of like, we'll come to it later. Yeah. Any little burst of anything still you wanna? Something that you haven't said already?
Pick any show, any month, any year. Go back and watch that show, and that's what I've got to say.
It's
Just
true.
go on any
It's so
show,
true.
any episode, any month. I started a YouTube channel 6 years ago called Tottenham Away because nobody wanted to talk about Enoch and Levy. Nobody wanted to even discuss what was going on, right? And every
Nothing
single
changed
year,
there, mate.
every single year, you're toxic, you're negative. Piss off, go support Arsenal, then go support City.
Bet you wish you did support Arsenal right now.
I got told to piss off, F off,
Never.
see you next Tuesday, you
There we
little
go.
mug.
Here they are. Here they'll come. Here they'll come. Look.
Yeah. you little mug, you Greek toilet cleaner. I got called you name it, man. All because I said Enoch out, Levy out. 6 years later, it's now February the 4th, 2026. Every single fan is pissed off. Every single fan. Shit transfer
They're
window.
pissed off and they're not willing to do nothing about it.
Crap chairman, terrible owners, poor recruitment. 6 years ago, I said, this ain't good. It's going to get worse. You little mug, little prick, gooner, toxic. Listen, if fans don't want to stand up and take action, you have got the club you deserve. You deserve it. All of you deserve it. We protested at the training ground. We protested on transfer deadline day. We went to the European Super League protest. We stood outside the club shop getting Coke cans thrown at us, protesting. We protested on the march twice. We protested 2 weeks ago. Listen, there's no more people like me and people on this channel can do. We can't do any more, right? At the end of the day, the reality is this. The Chris Cowlins, the Expressions, the Abby Summers, all the Talk Sports, Spurs Mob, Majestic DJs, Flav, Fighting Cock, all of them don't want to know. They'll talk the talk, they won't walk the walk. You see Lazio the other day in Italy, they all walked out the stadium. All the fans walked out the stadium. Do you know why? Because they care. Our fans, they just want to talk. We are basically Gogglebox. Where you sit there watching, oh my God, you see what happened? I can't believe it. Oh, this is out of order. No, he didn't. Oh, yes, he did. We're a bunch of sofa-sitting, whinging, whining, complaining Nancy's, man. We ain't a shadow of a serious fan base. Our fan base is not serious. So, JP, Iggy, man, there's nothing we can do. We've done everything we can. We can't do any more. The fan base doesn't want to know. They don't want to know. And that's the truth. We have to accept it. The majority of fans, we
haven't got the numbers. Listen, there's some really good.
Iggy, we're not even close to getting the numbers.
No. We're talking a couple hundreds that we've had in the previous one. I know change for Tottenham, that was probably our biggest turnout.
Change for Tottenham. Nobody went to the protest on Saturday. Nobody, not one.
So we're
Nancy's. We're sofa sitting, complaining, old grannies. Oh, did you hear what he did? I can't believe what he did. I'm well upset. I'm frustrated, Iggy. I'm so frustrated, Iggy. That's what we are.
But I also feel still that our core, and this is the last time I went to the stadium against Sunderland. I went to the Sunderland game because I had some family over during Christmas and they wanted to go to the Spurs stadium. Never been there before. So for that reason, and it's been the only game I've been to this season, within the stadium itself, I don't feel like we have a hardcore base fan attendance anymore. It feels like people are there on a day out. It does. That's the vibe I got, guys. If you attend the stadium, let me know. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. No problem.
Iggy, we are Gogglebox FC.
It feels like, and people just react on what they see on the pitch on the day. They're not really interested in the dynamics of the club long term or what we've been served for the last 10, 15 years. It's almost as if what happens on the day is what we react to. And yes, and we subject. It's all subjected to the result. If we haven't
Iggy,
played well, we have played rubbish, or we haven't
hold
got
on
the
a minute,
result,
Iggy.
we react to that. But we don't.
Iggy,
We're not interested
I
in
was
anything else.
listening. Do you
Maybe, just maybe, it's us that's at fault because we take it too serious.
Iggy, do you ever listen to Hawksby and Jacobs on Talksport? Hawksby and
sometimes.
Jacobs. One's a Spurs fan, one's Chelsea, and they do a regular show, and really two old men, not old, but older men having good football conversation, right? Hawksby went in on Spurs. He went in on the board. He went in on he went in. He never goes in. He went in. And I'm listening to it. I'm thinking, you sound like Tottenham away for the last 6 years. And then at the end of it, I thought, shall I call in and say hi? I thought that was a brilliant monologue you just gave. Just one question. Are you going to go to the protest, or are you just going to sit on TalkSport moaning? Tell me how it works. And this is the problem. They're all doing it. Danny Kelly, anyone who's on TalkSport, Sky, who's Spurs representative, they've all got an issue with the board. They've all got an issue with ENIC. They've all got a problem with the recruitment. There's not a Spurs fan that isn't pissed off with what's going on. Yet we can't even get 1% to a protest. So what chance is there?
I actually watched a little bit of the Two Mark show. If no one subscribed to them,
He travels from Manchester to come to the protest, Mark.
Like I only saw a little bit today in between like meetings and stuff. I think I was making a coffee or something, and like Mark was pretty much saying that, do you know what, you kind of need a good 10,000 people, right, to have a sense of making a noise, making an achievement and stuff. 10,000, 15,000 people walking down that Tottenham High Road, standing outside, congregating outside the stadium, making a bit of a peaceful racket. But that's the kind of nice number that you need, right? How many times have we said it? There's 55,000 people that go to that stadium. There's 55,000 people that go to the stadium. And the protest we had the other day, there was about 100 people there. And yet, I bet you 99% of those, all the ones who didn't bother walking out and stuff, I bet they all had a great big moan on Monday at 7 o'clock when nothing happened. Let me get my phone out. Let me get on X. Let me have a whinge.
Like I said, don't want it enough, man. I ask you this question, right? I'm going to ask you this question. Sto, are you a fan before a content creator, or are you a content creator before a fan?
I'm always a fan.
Right.
Always a fan.
A lot of these people that you mentioned, especially...
I was a fan of football.
No. I'm not. Hear me out. A lot of the people that you mentioned about all these people that on TalkSport, Chris Cowlin and what have you, a lot of these people may have started off as fans, but now are content creators before fans. So you won't see those people that can affect change and have a big following in the way that you'd hope they'd use their following to create change. But
they're all moaning about the same thing as us, though.
Exactly, but they're not there. They may even attend the protest, but they're not there to protest. They're there for the content. We've gone there to actually protest because they don't even
attend to create content.
We go there because we protest. We go there to protest. We may create content in the process because we want to evidence what we are doing. But we are there because we believe in the process. We believe in what we are doing, and we want to affect. We've tried over the years to affect change at this club, at these owners, at these. Listen, there's no point. It's like rinse and repeat. And you're right. You can go and look at so many of our videos in Tottenham away before. They're still there. They're still on YouTube.
Go watch last week's one.
You can watch last week's show. You can look the month. A year.
3 years
We've been
ago.
talking about this all the time, man. And it's like it doesn't seem to land. And how can you affect change when not enough people want it? And it's very difficult for people like writing to me about the good morning shows. What fucking good morning can I give you, man? What good morning show can I possibly give you that's gonna have a lovely, impactful 10-minute video for your day to go to work or whatever it is you do? What good morning show can I possibly do There is nothing good at this club. Nothing. We had one good day, the 21st of May, 2025, has to be one of the best days, or best 2-3 days that followed after that, I have to say as well, when we came back to North London. But outside of that, man, outside of those 2-3 days there, that it's, you know, what is just crazy, you know, finishing 17th in the league, Europa winners. It is just getting your head round that was mind-boggling. But outside of that, what has been this club in the last however many years? And it just now all that's happening, guys, is that the interpreters have changed, i.e. Levy, Lange, and all of them boys, Vinay. The interpreters have changed. It's like the actors of a film have changed, but the film is still the fucking same.
It's like a boys' club or something, isn't it?
Honestly, it's just rinse and repeat. It's just they keep serving that same thing, and we actually believe there's some. I was reading the other day some of the comments. Some people believe that the structure of the club has changed. The people have changed. We are changing. We're evolved. We're gonna see the change.
It's like new packaging, but it's still a Big Mac. It's still a Big Mac.
Mate,
new box,
what are
new
we
colours.
doing,
It's a Big
man?
Mac.
It's
We
still a
actually
third.
there's
still a third.
people that believe
Still a-
that this
still a
Vinay,
compound with
Lange, and all
cheese.
they're gonna be the ones that are gonna change it. Lewis's kids are gonna be the one, mate. So far, I've seen nothing. Now we've got this new owner that wants to buy Levy out. And listen,
What did I say back in? Obviously, we didn't have a channel then, but in the WhatsApp chat, when we signed Ben Davies at the start of the season, I said nothing has changed. If we're starting off with Ben Davies as a re-sign,
First
nothing.
signing.
Has,
That was the first signing, wasn't it?
As soon as that happened, I was forget it, man.
the first thing that should have happened, the new era.
We just won the
started.
Europa Cup. Re-sign Ben
You
Davies. We mean business.
You should have.
Okay.
If you're going to change the manager, you have to go and get a powerful
We mean
powerhouse
business. Okay.
to start a new era. And then the first thing we did is sack the manager, bring in this guy in, and we sign Tell, and we sign Davis. Come on, man, that's the new era.
Oh yeah, that's another one. We gave 40 million. We re-signed
That
Ben
was our
Davies,
first signing, man.
and if that wasn't alarm bells going off, Tell for 40 million straight after Ben Davies, and we mean business. We want to win the Premier League. It was crazy. It was crazy, man. The
Just
rest
really
is
quickly, big up to Bookie TV. Welfare, if I'm risking my career and watching teammates break down due to negligence, I'm speaking out too. So Romero ain't the problem, right? We'll come to that as well, right?
You're absolutely right.
That is literally.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Listen, I
Bang on
watched
point, actually.
I
Very
watched
good.
the thingy show the other day, bits and pieces of it, and I saw the lads on there who were saying Romero wants out basically, and that's why he's doing it and stuff. And you know what? I don't blame him, right? Because we don't know, no one knows how many times he's gone and knocked on that door and said, "Help me, help the team, help the manager. We can't
He's
carry
not
on like
alone.
this."
Romero's acting as
There's only
JP,
certain
right?
amount of times you can hit your head against the wall, right?
Romero's acting as a spokesman. He's not alone, because every time he's made those statements, you've had players there like these comments and stuff like that. So I think he's spearheading the situation, but he is backed by other players in that club. They maybe be less not as outspoken as
like,
he is, but he's our captain.
Like the post and stuff, didn't they?
Yeah, he's our captain. Yeah, he's our captain. So he's speaking. He's not just speaking for himself. I'm pretty certain that he's speaking for the group as well. So, and also it's getting to that point where he does care, but at the same time now he's going against the board, knowing fully well that it could backfire and it leads him on the transfer market.
You know what? I'm going to be careful what I say here, right? So people in the chat, please don't take this in the wrong way, okay?
They probably will anyway.
If they do, they do. But at least I've addressed it before. Right now, if you put on the TV, all you hear is one thing: Epstein files. The only reason we know all this drama with Epstein's happening is because someone spoke up. Someone said, look what he did. Look what they're doing. Without people like Romero, you won't find out what's going on in this world. He is speaking up because Frank won't do it. The board won't do it. None of the previous managers did it except for Conte. And look what happened to him. If people within the club don't speak up about what they're seeing, all you're going to see is the best players leave. Harry Kane saw it. Did he speak about it? He probably had a private chat because people are saying, oh, Romero's out of order. He should do it privately. I guarantee you Harry Kane did it privately. Look what happened. Bye-bye, Harry. So Romero, he doesn't want to be that guy that does I spoke to them behind the scenes, but you know, they're not really listening, so I'm just going to leave quietly. No, he's Latino. He's got fire in his belly. He's going to call them out before he goes. He's going to go, Romero, but he's going to call them out like Conte did. And this is the only way our fan base might wake up. I don't think we will wake up. But
they're not waking up because
not everyone's happy with what Romero's done, by the way.
That's what I'm saying, Iggy. But if you don't have people like Romero, you don't find out about things like Epstein. You don't find out about any scandals that happen. You don't find out about things that are going on behind the scenes that aren't right. Now, I'm not saying what's happening at Tottenham is criminal, but there's things that are happening behind the scenes. It's just not right. It's wrong what they're doing to the club and to the fans. And Romero's saying, nah, to hell with that. I will call it out. And the fact that players are liking it, it proves that there's a problem behind the scene. We need Romero's and Conte's because without them, this circus just keeps being a circus. It's never going to become something that's thrilling and adventurous. It's just going to be a joke. It's going to be clowns instead of action men. So listen, I think Romero is a top boy for doing what he's doing. And if fans are against it, then you will never know what's going on in life with anything without these kind of people. That's how I look at it. I don't know what you two think, but you know.
Listen, I've got no problem with players being outspoken. With Romero, we kind of knew that what was happening in the club, but him basically shedding light on it has made it a lot more clear. And the fact that players, believe me when I say this, their players are backing what he's doing. They might have not the front to do it in the way Romero's doing it, but they are backing the captain. They are. And I think as well, even though I believe, and we've spoken about the manager many a times in regards to how he manages and the tactics and all of that stuff, in the grand scheme of the situation, he's not my priority. I don't think I've come to the conclusion regarding the manager, right? I've come to the conclusion of this. Any outspoken managers or anything that's like Romero is doing right now, you mentioned Conte earlier, they're not going to survive at Spurs. They don't want that line of managers anymore. They want managers. They will only employ managers here moving forward that toe the line, that do the job they get paid for, and try to do the best they can do it with the resources that they have. No more nor less. We will not get that outspoken manager anymore. It's not going to happen at Tottenham under these owners anyway. So if we're expecting a manager to speak out, to go against the board, it ain't going to happen, mate. He's employed, but he's accepted the situation. I know I hear you still as well. He's accepted the situation.
I have a point. I have a point on this, but go on still.
What I was going to say is, if the manager speaks out, he gets sacked, right? Okay. Look at the managers that didn't speak out. What happened to them?
They get sacked anyway. And I get it. I hear that.
There's no winning. There's no winning. You can't win. If you stay quiet, you get sacked. If you speak up, you get sacked.
But the characteristics of the manager that the club want under these owners are ones that toe the line.
It's like a timid
corporate managers that don't.
But they get sacked as well, though. So what's the point?
They do, but they don't want ever the reflective the lights to be shining against the board. They don't want that manager to turn and shine. They will never do that. I'm surprised they don't even get to write a little pre-agreement to say do not speak against the club.
I think they do. I think it's in their contract.
Also, look at.
Have an
Sorry,
NDA.
JP, just to finish, and then I'll say no more. Look what they did with Romero's Instagram post or his tweet. They edited it and made it even. They edited it to like the original message.
Romero had to edit it. Romero
Like when he called him a liar.
Yeah.
When they called
So
him a liar.
already it gives you an insight of where we are as a club, where we forced the player to change his wording a little bit.
It's in his contract. That's why.
And there you go. So in that instance, I can criticize the manager's tactics, his substitutions. Why did he play like this? Why did he play like that?
Yeah.
Whatever I see on the field is what I will criticize the manager for. Outside of that, I'm not going to do it no more because I know the situation he's in. He's there to coach a team and to manage the team and the players that he's been given. He hasn't got any fucking control of what comes in, what goes in. Let's dive it right. Let's have it right here. He doesn't have any fucking say in who comes in and comes out. There's no way some of these players that we've got involved that he hasn't gone and said, you know what, boys, let's go and get Gallagher from Atletico Madrid. He'll do. He's the kind of midfielder I need. I'm not criticizing Gallagher, by the way. I'm not. I think he's doing well. I think he's holding his own there, man. But I don't believe for a minute that he's picking the players that are coming in. He's telling the kind of players perhaps that he wants,
but he's accepting
characteristics, and then they go and select him.
But he's accepting.
He's accepted it. But someone's got to do his job still. No one's going to come and take his job.
That's a problem. That means he's a yes man. That's a problem.
But this is one thing I want to say still, right? Is that this yes man thing, right? I think, and I don't know if this is right or wrong, but maybe I'm going to praise Thomas Frank, right? Because we don't know, none of these people in this circuit, the whole YouTube circuit, nobody knows what players he asked for, because he's come out and said, be it if he was backing the board, he's come out and said, I want players here who are going to make the team better, and they're the ones who are going to come in for the now and for the future. He said that, right? How do we know that Flange and Lange have bringing him Johnny Rotten and Jason Bourne and XYZ and Xingming Hao and 20 players? They could have brought him already, right? And he's literally said, no, I don't want him. I want Semenyo. Nope, I don't want him. I want Semenyo.
Oh, that means he said yes to the 19-year-old kid. That means he said yes to the
19-year-old kid is not going to impact him right now.
Yeah, but he said yes to it.
He's not going to be here when a 19-year-old kid comes into the team. He doesn't care. He actually doesn't care.
Look,
like that's. I think my only point is still, it's quite possible, and I don't even know, right? So far, because we've not signed anyone, has he just said no to all of the people?
All right, okay, JP. All right, I'll tell you what then. If you're not happy with it, walk. But if you're not going to walk because you're on £8 million a year, then you are putting your £8 million a year as a priority over your reputation as a good manager.
Tell me,
a top manager that's got a reputation of delivering success on the pitch prioritizes that over £8 million a year. Now, if he's putting the 8 million first, then you know what? You're no different to Enoch. You are profit before glory. Okay. If you don't walk, you are profit before glory. You're exactly the same as Enoch. Then,
okay. How many times since he's been here this season have you called him a good manager?
Who, Frank?
Yeah.
Many a time. I think he's a good manager, but I don't think he's right for us.
Right. Okay. So in a way, you don't think of him as a class manager anyway, right? He's never been.
He's not Conte or Mourinho.
He's never been at a big club to actually.
Levels, no.
He's never been at a big club to have those Galacticos to be able to run and go.
He's never won anything. Right? He's never won anything.
Right. So do you not think £8 million a fair bit of dough? Would you walk away from £8 million?
Again, it comes down to, do you put profit ahead of you having the reputation of being a good coach or a good manager? Yeah, but JP, this is what I'm saying to you. Me, yeah, because I've never seen that kind of money. But in his world, He's already got money in the bank.
He was
He's
he
not
was at
poor.
Brentford, man. He ain't seen
I
8
don't know,
million
man.
quid.
Listen, he's.
1 minute. Hold
if
on.
I
One
got to
second,
you,
guys. 1
it's-
second.
it's-
Premier League
it's
manager. 1
fine.
minute. 1 minute. The lowest level Premier League manager is netting at least $1 million a year. At least lowest level. Like Scott Parker, he must be on about $1 million, $2 million a year minimum.
Okay. So
Right.
even
So he's
though
not short of money. He's not
short of money, but he's still not going to walk away from 8 million quid.
If he puts that ahead
Right.
of his reputation as a manager, because if he gets sacked at Spurs, he'll go down as a failure at Tottenham. That's what will happen. A failure at Tottenham, because he hasn't got the background that Conte and Mourinho had before they came to Spurs. Where, do you know what? We know they're top managers. They'll get a top gig elsewhere. Frank won't get a bigger club than Tottenham if he's sacked. He won't. Conte will. Mourinho will.
Yeah.
None of these.
That's why his reputation should mean.
But
No
he's not
manager.
he's not at that level of a manager anyway, right?
Yeah, but
And he hasn't
outside-
progressed to show it. But he's not that level of a manager. He'll get another Premier League team, Bournemouth or
But
someone like that.
outside of these managers that already came to Spurs, established like Conte and Mourinho, right? None of these managers outside of those teams have gone on to bigger and better things as managers from Tottenham. They've
Conte
always gone
has.
either side. Who?
Conte has.
No, I'm talking about outside of Conte and Mourinho. All these
Like Nuno,
Frank,
Poch.
Nuno, they've
did
always
alright.
gone either sideways or downwards.
Well, Poch
They've
went to
never
PSG and
elevated
Chelsea.
because who?
They're better than Tottenham.
But
He went-
Pochettino did all
Yeah,
right.
but
He went to PSG and Chelsea.
Pochettino. But what I'm saying is, like, I don't see. Let me try and put it another way.
Ange,
I don't see
Nuno,
Tottenham as a
Brian
springboard
Mason, Stellini,
to going
no,
on to
no,
bigger and better things as a manager. I
Tim
don't
Sherwood,
really see
no.
no manager that's on a spring to greatness. He goes, you know what? Tottenham is the perfect place for me to go to then push on to bigger and better things. No fucking way. If you look at you go into Tottenham as a manager, if you've gone from a lower team to go to Tottenham and you see right, and then you say you get bigger wage, bigger salary, and you within 6 months of being in that club, within a year, you know exactly what's what. And you know you don't have the powers that perhaps you thought you had. You know that you don't have a bigger saying of the players that are coming in, perhaps where you thought. So at that point, you just draw a conclusion and say, do you know what? I'm going to just carry on to picking up my money. I will carry on doing the best as I can in the environment that I'm in and the players that I've got in front of me. I'll do that. And when eventually, after 18 months, like they always said, the bomb explodes. And I go, every manager that's come in lately doesn't last longer than 2 years. That's it. So Frank knows he's got the maximum he's got at this club with these owners and the players he's got in front of him. It's 2 years. After 2 years, we're gonna blow him out if he doesn't do shit enough to get sacked beforehand, which is possible at this moment in time. So every manager's got 2 years. So who gives a shit? Like you said earlier, the kid coming from Scotland, going to it's like, yeah, we're gonna sign this kid. He's gonna be a Tottenham in 6 years' time. He's gonna make the first team. Me and as a manager thinking I've probably got 2 years here. Well, yeah, sign him. Who gives a shit? I don't care. I don't care about players that are gonna come through in 6 years' time when I'm only here for 2 years. Who gives a shit about that?
And then the stupidest thing to me about that kid, Iggy, is the fact that we sent Dane Scarlett to a Scottish team, and we got a young kid from a Scottish team to come to Spurs, and put the young kid that we got from the Scottish team in the reserves, while Scarlett has a little bit of Prem experience.
Let me just answer this real quick. Destiny, listen to what I said. I said, outside of Conte and Jose Mourinho, who were already established, I'm talking about the other managers who come to Spurs from a smaller club. They come from a smaller club to go to Spurs because in their eyes, Spurs are bigger. But Jose
He's
Mourinho,
talking about Nuno, Stellini,
Jose Mourinho and Conte
Postecoglou,
had already established themselves at bigger clubs. They chose to come to Tottenham, not because it was the best choice of club they could have joined, or it was better than what they already previously managed. No, man. Conte turned us down twice, I think, before he eventually joined us through Paratic's convincing him. Jose Mourinho was already on a downward spiral anyway. This is why he's at Benfica. But 5-10 years ago, Jose Mourinho would have turned his nose at the Turkish clubs, at Benfica and teams like that, because he wanted the best clubs in England, in Spain, in Italy. Only once the job started to dry up, he started taking jobs like the one at Tottenham, like the one at Benfica now, because he's on a downward spiral. Rightly so. He's had a great career. But
Mate, that was a result.
I was specific in saying that. Outside of those guys, Pochettino's probably the one guy that went on to better things, but he's unique in that sense, man. He's unique in that sense because he was really good at Southampton. He just elevated and just kept elevating. But we got lucky. How many times have we said, as a manager, we got lucky with Pochettino? We got lucky with what the team he was able to create, the players he was able to bring in, the recruitment. He was lucky to have a brilliant recruitment team around him. Mitchell, how many times have we spoken about that over the years? Everything was right at the right time. And what did we do? We still managed to fuck it up completely. But anyway, it's old story.
Furniture.
Yeah. So we still haven't bought that furniture. We still haven't done that painful rebuild. What is the point? We keep quoting the same shit. And you know what the funny thing is? We quoted it in 2022. This happened in 2019. We're 7 years on now. 7 years from that. And we still quote it because it hasn't actually happened. The painful rebuild has not happened.
This is what we said at the start of the show, right? Just before we kicked the show off was, oh yeah, Lange's interview. Why don't we go back to January last year and go to the Tottenham away episode? And I bet it's exactly the same.
Yeah, for sure.
Lange's interview.
For sure.
By the way, we've got some super chats.
I didn't even bother
chats.
fucking listening to it, mate. Go super chats.
Yeah, no, big up William. We've got a Tottenham back. Coy's Daniel. A user. No clue, no idea, no point. This club all over. Spot on.
100%.
We read this one already. Big up to you again, Booker TV.
Thank
Danny K, have you heard the Simon Jordan interview today where he talks about Daniel Levy and Enoch was on TalkSport today? He spoke about Levy. Can you discuss? Yeah, we can. We can discuss it.
So he's a two-faced git, isn't he? Like when Levy was there, he was all, oh, my Daniel this, Daniel that. Daniel's a good chum. Daniel. He's not running things good. He's running things well and all that crap. I haven't heard it, like Danny, to be honest, but I don't know.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you a quick lowdown because I've just had a phone call. I've got to go. Sorry, chaps. But basically, Simon Jordan, there's news that Levy's selling his 30% stake in Enoch to this consortium from Hong Kong, approximately £1 billion. But Simon Jordan called up Daniel Levy to get, beg your pardon, to get some inside information on this takeover. And Levy told Simon Jordan that they haven't got the money. It's all media hot air. Don't believe what you listen to. But Simon said Levy might be saying that to haggle up the price or to...
not like he's done that before.
Well, I believe he's trying to play it or they genuinely don't have the money. So this potential Levy selling his 30%, it might be real, it might be hot air. But from what Levy told Simon Jordan, he doesn't think they've got the money. So make of it what you want. Could just be the media.
More than likely, I would say. I didn't really hear it, but do you know what? I don't really care for Simon Jordan.
Thing is, right, as if Simon Jordan's going to give out any information that doesn't help Levy. He's like that with Daniel Levy. He's going to tell the world what helps Daniel Levy, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing, because Simon Jordan, he's always backed Levy.
He's done it for the last 20 years.
Not Enoch. Yeah, but he's never backed Enoch. He's always backed Levy.
Yeah.
Now Levy's gone, Simon Jordan's calling out the board every week. So hold on, where was this for the last 5 years? You weren't calling out the board. Anyway, girls, we've got to go. God bless.
All right, much love, man.
Sit down.
Right, what else we got to run through, Iggy? Let's have a butchers. So, I mean, obviously with the team and stuff, we can briefly talk about that Man City game. That was literally a game of two halves, right? In terms of the first half was absolutely shambolic, embarrassing. I don't know whatever crap words you want to use for it, but it was literally dire that first half. And
No different to a lot of first halves we've seen this season, really. In terms
Which-
of intensity, in terms of going at them, in terms of having a really strong 15, 20 minutes, to really get the crowd going and stuff like that. It's a big game, man. It should be up for it. You shouldn't have to be, I can understand sometimes when you play smaller teams, but a big team like Man City coming to town, you think, what motivations you need? You want to start strong, put them on the back foot, get them to concede. All the things that you would normally expect from a home team to do. And we've had those games against these teams, against Man City. To start in the way we did, to go at them, to tactics, to way we the intent, if you like, in that first 45 minutes.
it was just limb, wasn't it? Like
It
limp,
was so limp,
nothing.
so flat. It was just so, and then all of a sudden the crowd pick up on that vibe, and it's all of a sudden you go from that energetic crowd before kickoff, and then within time, within 10, 15 minutes of the game, you just see it going all flat. Then they go 1-0 up, then they go 2-0 up, and you just think to yourself, this is the same old we're seeing again. At half time, I'm pretty sure there was people that walked out and gone home. You know that. There was some empty seats.
That's when all those
Some
people
empty
should have gone
seats.
for the protest. At halftime, you would have, wouldn't you?
Well,
If I
Solanke,
was
yeah.
there at halftime, I would have been. I've had enough of this.
Out there.
I'm going to the coaching horses or the.
Then we made some changes in the second half, and all of a sudden the vibe was a little bit different. When we get the goal back, and all of a sudden our tails are up. Man City don't handle it, don't manage it in the way that perhaps they should do. And we just picked up a momentum from that, and all of a sudden Solanke scores a worldie, and the game goes back to 2-2. But it
But the
was
thing is,
honestly, why must it take to a point where we have nothing to lose before we say, you know what, we're going for it? I don't understand it.
This is what I wanted to ask everyone today, right? Should this be a question about the way Thomas Frank starts and his tactics? Because it seems to be a repetitive thing. Like we always start like that. It's almost as if we want to see how the other team's going to play against us, how the other team act before we play our football, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? And then by then we're 2-0 down. And then it's almost
absolutely.
Let the shackles off and go for it.
Listen, like I said, it's been a first half against Man City that I'd seen so many of those games this season. It was like I said, it was like watching the same film again. And in the second half, it can go two ways. He can either spruce it up, bring some changes, and really try and get the game back, or it's just going to go worse. And it's just almost the game has to be done for us to kind of react. It happened at Newcastle. It happened at Newcastle away. It happened so many games that kind of approach to, and I don't know why we get it so badly wrong in the first half. I'm not too sure why we sit out. I don't know if it's the nerves of playing at home, because nowadays it seems that we do a little bit better away from home than we do at home. So it's a difficult one. What did you make of it? What was your take on it?
It literally, the first half was absolutely nothing, right? They were like literally, it was almost like a game of training, I've heard people say. Pretty much also the fact that it was like men playing boys, right? So it's like the first team playing the, I don't know, under 15s or something like that. But it's almost, and it is Man City's fault 100%, because they literally didn't have to get out of first gear, break a sweat. They just were almost like they were embarrassed.
It was too easy, wasn't it? It was so easy.
They were like embarrassed to score more goals or have more shots. It felt like that. It wasn't like that, but it literally felt like that, right? And it's difficult when you're in that mode or in that mood when you're playing football, and then suddenly the other team comes at you like they did in the second half. It's difficult to sometimes just wake up and bounce up and step up 3 gears. We've seen it so many times at Spurs. You know, we have 18 chances. We don't take our chances. All over the other team. Bang, towards the end of the game, 2-0, they've won. Thank you very much. It's difficult if they're not on it, and if they're not, they've got to blame themselves, right? They have to blame themselves for that game. They can moan. I heard what's his name, Rodri, moaning about, oh, it was a foul.
He
on
should have been
me or
sent off,
whatever.
JP. He should have gone because he's put challenges in
Two just
that if
before, right?
Romero had done it, he would have walked. And this is what I don't understand.
Double
Some of the
standard.
referees, I really don't understand it. If Romero would have walked with those challenges that Rodri put in, and he got away with it over and over again. He picked up a yellow card, and then he put another 2 or 3 challenges before he was substituted. And I don't understand why referees don't have the same regard towards him and any other player that does that in the same light as they do with Romero. Romero would have gone. We all know that. Romero would have walked. And I don't understand it personally. But I do want to pick up some good notes. I will say this. I thought Xavi Simons was very, very good in the second half. It really showed. I'm glad you brought it up, man. Maybe it's just timing. But Xavi Simons was very, very good in that second half. He's really starting to show what he is all about. And my feeling, and I've said this earlier in the season, I thought that at the time, a player like Xavi Simons, he has to get the part that he has to get used to the most is the physical part.
Physicality.
Once he understands the physicality, starts to be able to deal with it, his qualities will always shine through because they've always been there. But I always felt it would be the second half of the season where he would take off. And he, partly because we don't have another attacking player like him, he's desperately needing that final third, and he's starting to show his real quality. I thought Saar had brought in
He
bags
should
of
have shot
energy.
though, right? He should have shot.
Yeah, of course. But that will come. That will come.
You could just hear everyone screaming at the TV at the same time.
That will come. I thought Udoga on the left hand side was very good. I thought he was good. I know people like criticize him quite regularly, but I thought he was good on that left hand side. Dragusin, I know he made a fuck up in the first half, but I thought he was really good in the second
That's
half.
his first start, isn't it?
Yeah, it's his first start.
A
More
year or
start to
something?
come in. Yeah. He's been out for the cruciate ligament, so more than a year. And he hadn't, even since he's been back, he hadn't been getting hardly any minutes.
5 minutes.
He was
or
thrown
something,
in there, yeah. So he made a fuck up for the goal, but other than that, I thought he was really good in that second half. I thought he was solid. So there are. It's a shame that we've lost. We've lost players like Spence. For that. Just again, we're down to a bare 11, man. You see when Romero went off at half time because he weren't feeling well, we've had to bring players like brilliant for the kid. Don't get me wrong, but look at the situation. Byfield, that is. But look at the situation we find ourselves in, man. 11
He's
starters.
playing him on right wing. He's a
And-
defender.
I know
Learning his
these are the
trade as a
kind of
defender,
things that drive me mad about
right?
Frank. Why would you do that, man? Put him in the most comfortable position that he can play in, and use a professional, a seasoned professional, someone who's a bit more experienced, to perhaps move
Yeah, but
him out wide.
he didn't like if he's gonna he doesn't want to put a young defender at the back there in case, because it was 2-2 and stuff like that, right? So you want your experienced defenders at the back, and literally what's his name was on his knees, so he had to put on some fresh legs there. So
Yeah,
I don't think
I
he wasn't expecting him to do anything fabulous, but just run around and keep the ball, which I thought he did quite well, to be honest. But see, again, that's so much the frustrating thing of it, is that you go where this club and where this hierarchy have literally stabbed Frank in the back. You tell him, like, you couldn't get a loan in. There's players that they were tried and they didn't want to come. In the whole of the world, we couldn't find players to even come in.
with anyone. We didn't bring anyone. We weren't interested in bringing anyone in at this point in the season, even
I
alone.
don't know what they do, Iggy, 2 months before the window starts, right? And this whole, but there's a game playing on Sunday. Forgive me, maybe I've never seen Lange or what's his name running up the left wing trying to have a shot with the ball. right? I've not seen Paratici at the back heading the ball away or anything like that.
But did you
They
see
don't-
the excuses
who
that he
cares
used?
about
He
the
said
game?
there was only, the January transfer market. There was only 33 transfers in the whole of Europe. There wasn't a big window.
Who
It
gives a
wasn't,
shit
mate.
about
Why are
everything
you
else?
so focused on what's going on in Europe? You should be focusing on our team, on our club, and helping this manager out.
This
A
guy's got
manager that's
12,
struggling
12
with
13
injuries.
players on the first team that he's named on the team sheet. That's what
Exactly.
you should be
We've
worried
literally
about.
named 11 players in a starting lineup and a bench full of kids. And you're telling me that, well, there's only been 33 transfers in and around Europe. It wasn't a big time. We're going to focus more on this. Mate, the manager needs your help now, unless you're not really backing the guy and you're just making him ride this wave until you go and perhaps get a new manager in the summer, because we don't have. If we get rid of Frank now, who are we going to replace him with? There's all of these situations going on. Perhaps they're saying, look, there's no point getting rid of Frank now. It is what it is. We haven't got. There is another manager. Who are we going to employ right now that we can bring in? There's no play. We're not really going to bring in a manager. Are we not bringing players in because I don't trust the manager? I don't know.
But the point that it's a fair point and valid, but the thing is, you're literally flirting or betting with relegation, right? You're taking that gamble, right? West Ham
Lucky
are
West
there,
Ham
right?
lost because we've made this to keep.
They were 2-0 up against Chelsea. If
Yeah.
they managed to see it, and I know they didn't manage to see it and they didn't win or whatever, but it just takes results like that to happen,
Yeah.
right? To actually come out and play out. And then we're suddenly, we're 6 points away from Forest or something?
It's not that with our draw against Man City, if they win that game against Chelsea, they've gained 2 points on us. Instead, we gained their point on them. And this is the reality, guys. This is another thing that
close.
it drives me potty. It really does. How can we be? We're talking about keeping a distance from the bottom three, or we're talking about keeping distance from West Ham. This is the conversations that we're resorted to. No one's saying that we expected that, and this is where the confusion comes. I'm not saying I expected this Spurs team to be in the top four or even to be in the Europa. We finished 17th. It's clearly there are flaws in this team. We've added to injuries and we've not added any more quality, and we've not really brought in big players to really make that jump. But you think to yourself, we are somewhere between 8th and 10th in this league, surely. We are not as bad as we don't have players that are bad to be in this situation that we are now. You expect we should be comfortably at least 10th in the league, at least. All right. And that's me saying that, I've always said this team is between 8th and 10th as it is right now with the injuries and so forth. We are now talking about keeping distance with West Ham, and we're almost looking at West Ham's result to see if we breathe for another week because they lost against Chelsea weekend.
We're
Mate,
watching
I'm
over
like,
our
what
shoulder.
are we doing here? What are we doing?
And this
We're
is what I'm
safe for another
saying.
week.
This and these idiots are saying, "Oh, I don't know. We there's only 33 signatures. We couldn't do this. We couldn't do that. Oh, maybe we're going to get rid of
what I was
Frank.
listening to.
Okay, maybe we're going to get rid of Frank. We'll wait and see what happens. We're not going to buy in players. At this point, we literally could be playing Millwall's next season.
And that's the severity of the problem.
And that's real, exactly.
That is real. That's real. So guys in the chat, man, let us know what you think. Are we underestimating the situation that we're in the league and in the Premier League? I don't know, guys, because I don't know about you, but I'm looking at. I'm having a little side eye and looking to see what West Ham are doing in their games and stuff like that. Because for as long as we're winning and we're picking up a point here and there, and what a month. That's another thing, JP. What month we got? We got Arsenal. We got Man United coming up. You just look at these guys, man. Look at these guys, and I don't know, man. I don't know. And we saw. Now we don't know. Like now we got injuries. Solanke could be injured right now as well, so we don't know how serious that is. Is he going to be back for the Man United game?
Why are they getting rid of Dane Scarlett? If Solanke gets injured, we literally don't have a forward, right?
He's gone, man.
You can play Muani up there.
He's gone. He's gone. And Juventus tried to sign Mane, didn't they? They tried coming in for him because the Spalletti wanted him at Juve. They wanted him back. So they obviously see something in him that we clearly can't either not seeing or we're not putting him in
Well,
the
he was right
conditions.
there last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, he
Or,
done well there.
you know,
So
like before he
I don't
came.
know. I don't know. People don't. They haven't taken to him. I don't know if I don't know why. But then again, there's so many things that are not going well at Spurs. It's very difficult to shine in this team, in this club, and this surroundings. Very, very difficult. I find it really hard to be around the stadium, man. I find it really hard to be in the stadium watching the games at Spurs. It's really if you have to go there to
it's on
understand what I'm
tender
talking about.
hooks, Iggy. The whole atmosphere is on tender hooks. Like
It's
I'm
it's
not
a
saying I'm
unique
the only
vibe,
one.
and it's not
I'm
a
the only one who
positive vibe.
sings, but there are people who sing like "Come on, you Spurs" and stuff like that. But it's literally a little bit of a half-assed attempt at like doing it. You know, a couple of people will sing it, and then it spreads around a little bit, and it starts off like that. But it's quite low. The mood's low. The
Yeah, but
atmosphere
listen,
is low.
only the
the
ones
new-
that go to the stadium will understand what we're trying to say. It's not a great place to be, not just for the quality that you're seeing with your own eyes, but just the ambience. It's not a great ambience right now. It really is. It's a shocking ambience right now, and it's incredibly, it's a sellout stadium. All the games, all the home games. So I don't know, man.
Like, I think I was talking with Shine about this, funny enough. And like we were saying, if we do get pulled into 3 points next to West Ham and stuff, the players that we have, they're not really as scrappy players, are they? They're not players who
It's not about being
roll
scrappy.
their sleeves up.
I don't think
roll
they're
their sleeves
truly.
up and be able to go and drag a win out or something.
I don't. We're not set up like a team that's fighting or that it will be too late if we get dragged in there. It will be too late because other teams around us already know where they are and are kind of fighting for their status in the Premier League. We're not fighting for that status in the Premier League because we don't feel like we're being dragged. We're in that situation. But we are, and my worry is that the players are not understanding, or they're not realizing this, or they're just not mentally prepared for it. And if you get caught in that, if you get dragged into that, and you're not already fighting for that, once you're in there, your fight
It's hard, isn't it?
It will be too late.
Like, but right now it will only take another couple of injuries, right? If Simmons gets the
We're already
proper
there.
knockdown,
We're already there.
if Simmons gets a knock, if Solanke gets another knock, then that's curtains, I say.
We are forced to play with the same kind of 11 players unless we recoup 1 or 2 players from injury. We're forced to play with the same 11. We got such a tough fixture list this month. We got the Champions League.
Man United away, Newcastle.
It's
Arsenal.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And we've got to now do it with the really small amount of players we have to select. Literally, the team picks itself.
It's less than
One
skeletons.
can't get the team wrong.
If there's anything less than
He
skeletons,
can't get the team wrong because it's only got 11 to pick from. So it's just a question of how he sets us up.
You don't know when Van der Ven's coming back. Oh, it's a couple of weeks. You hear? We've
never
all
give
heard
you the right time frame.
We've all heard the estimates, right?
Danso's out for the season, it looks like. Spencer's out for 3 or 4 weeks. Maddison's on the ball. He is in training and training with the ball.
He ain't coming back
but
properly.
It's Kulusevski.
Even if they come back, Iggy, these guys have been at Maddison and Kulu have been out for
a long time.
Even if they come back, it's not going to be prime.
They
Madison
need warm-up matches.
Kulu,
they need to play a few warm-up matches before they even start to get selected.
Even game, like real match game time, like being on the pitch. Like they'll need 3-4 lots of 30 minutes to get to speed and get into the game and stuff like that. They're going to be cautious about a kick here and there straight away. So you know, I'm not even counting them. I don't think for this season, because you go, if they come back and give us 10, 15 minutes here and there, fabulous as a bonus, but it's not something that we should be relying on or putting all our hopes on. We did that last season with Maddison. Oh, Maddison's out. Maddison comes back. Everything will be different. Maddison came back. It wasn't that much difference, and then people started cussing him. Kulu.
Yeah.
Oh, Kulu make a difference. Kulu comes back. He plays well for 2 games. Then he's tired. Everyone starts cussing him.
It's funny how we mention these players more when they're injured than when actually there. You know, we was like, oh, if he was here, he'd be able to do it. If he was here,
Squad depth,
Kudus,
right?
another one we forgot. Kudus has been.
The
As I say,
the actual squad depth. Another annoying thing I've heard that, and I keep hearing, is people say, "Oh, but we don't want to buy quality players because when the injured players come back, they're going to have a problem." Well,
get him on loan.
Boo
Get him
fucking
on loan for
who?
6 months.
Boo
Get him on loan
fucking
to the end of the
who?
season.
Boo fucking who? Let that player challenge for his place now.
Yeah.
Now we've got 2 quality players in that position.
We
Guess
keep
what?
making excuses,
They'll-
man. We
they'll
keep
both
making
play
excuses.
better.
We're
Oh
making
no!
excuses.
What if
for
he
this.
comes back and we buy another player? Fucking like some people.
We keep making excuses. It's all excuses.
Beyond me. It is beyond me. Do we talk about a game coming up at the weekend? We've spoken about Romero. I don't really want to talk about these 2 Muppets, but you can add something if you wish.
No, I'm good. Not much to say on these guys.
I
Romero.
think we've spoken about Romero, right? In terms of, like, I've heard the argument about, you know what, he's the team captain and stuff like that, and I get it, and I get the professionalism of it. But if there's anyone that you want speaking up for the group of players, it's your team captain. If he's been through and been knocking on the door 25 times, what else is he supposed to do, right? He knocks on the door, yep, come in, lip service, carry on, nothing happens, right? Where, as the captain, what else do you do? You have some
Nothing.
sort
He's
of
doing everything. He's doing everything and more.
You have
He's
some
doing everything
sort
more.
of responsibility for those players, right? So
they're not happy with him. Let's just strip him.
players, you have to
People,
speak
if
that way.
the club's not happy, let's just strip him of captaincy. Don't make him captain. But the bottom line is, he's the captain. He has the right to say what he wants there. If he feels that's the right thing to say, let him go ahead and say it. I do believe, I said it earlier, I do believe he's acting as a spokesman for the players, for his teammates, and I agree with it. I agree with it. If people don't like it, we like Stel said earlier on, we have a problem with people speaking out, and we should be praising the guy for speaking out. Instead, we almost want if we lose people that's outspoken at our club, we're screwed because we'll never get the insight on what's going on inside a club without these sort of outspoken players, managers, stuff like that. So I'm okay with it. I think he still wants to. I think he does it because he cares. But at the same time, he has no problem leaving the club if it comes to it, because he has spoken against the club.
He has no ties or loyalty, really.
It's not. You know what I mean? So it's like, look, this is me. This is I'm calling out what I'm seeing. If you then at the end of it want to sell me, fine. I'll get another club somewhere else. And I think, you know, in his position, he's not he's not a Tottenham born and bred. So he's just doing his job, man. He's just doing his job and calling out what he sees. Is he wrong? Is he wrong for saying what he's saying? Has he said anything that's not quite accurate? Having 11 players at this a Premiership club is unbelievable and disgraceful. What's wrong with what he said? Listen to what he's saying. It's disgraceful. It is disgraceful. How can you have a bare 11 and a Premier League team?
A team that just won a cup in Europe last season, right? You had 250,000 people on the street for winning that cup last season.
6 months ago, JP. 6 months.
And now we can't get like
Can't get bare 11.
11 proper players on the pitch.
Only at Spurs, man.
Yep.
Only at Spurs. I don't hear this shit in any other club unless it's a Sunday League team where the gaffer's calling around saying who's coming, who's not, who's coming to the game on Sunday and who's not. I can bear 11, no subs. Absolute joke, man. Absolute joke.
It is what it is.
And
Early
then you
game-
got to look at them lot across the street, you know, across the road.
I don't care.
Come on, it's not that, but you don't care, but you do care because you're seeing right before your eyes the shit show that's at this end, and you got a team that's been building to now be challenging on all fronts and domestic now. They've reached the final, the challenge for the league. It's like, come on, man. No one's saying that. It's not about comparing Spurs to Arsenal. It's about how can one club be behaving so seriously in terms of football. That's not to say they haven't got all the background, you know, business stuff like that. How can you have like one club though on football? Let's try and keep it football at least for now. How to they try to build they've been building this for 4 or 5 years now under Arteta to try and get to this point. I don't know whether they'll win the league or not. I don't know whether they'll win the cups or not. But that is the program.
They've done everything correct to get them to this
now
point,
it's just a question: can they get it over the line? And that is over a load of factors that have to come into play for it to happen. But it's the direction of the club that they've taken. And then you look at us, complete and utter disarray, man. How could you not be looking at them? Because they're your arch rival. They're your North London rivals. Of course you're going to be looking at them.
I have enough.
People say I don't care, but it's come on, man.
There's enough misery with this shit that's happening here. I don't want to look across the road and get more shit.
You can't help it. They're in your face all the time, man. They're there. They can't help but see it.
I have the WhatsApp messages as well.
Yeah, we get it, man, all the time. I woke up. I had a conversation this morning at work. The geezer's opened the window to the van. He's looked at me. He knows me because he knows I'm Spurs. He's looked at me, goes, I had to walk. I didn't even look at his direction, right? He goes, the quadruple's on. That's all he said to me. That was at 6 a.m. this morning. The first thing, I didn't even look at his direction. I just kept walking. He said to me, the quadruple's on. I kept walking. And then after, I got a bit further down. I said, come May, you better have the quadruple sitting in front. You better have that quadruple. Otherwise, I'm coming for you and everyone else. But even if they don't win the quadruple, they win the league, they win a cup, it still would be a better season than us. And we're a million miles away from that. So
see,
it's not a good time to be a Spurs fan.
Almost followed the same road as us with Pochettino, but when we went left, they've just carried on going.
That's carried on plan, rightly so.
And they've literally taken that, nicked our blueprint, and used it to say, if you guys would have carried on along this road,
but we know that. We know this. We know that if we're carried on after that Champions League final, to carry on investing and trusting in what Pochettino was doing, and going through those changes, and we would have been there. We certainly would have been challenging. I believe we would have been challenging for I would have at the point we would have been challenged for the Premier League, but that's a million miles away from that. And this right here is the reality. And this is what we said earlier on. This is what we have accepted. Whether we like it or not, we have accepted the situation because we are not doing anything about it. We're not forcing change. We're not willing to do the things that we need to do to force the changes. And for as long as we carry on doing that, they will keep getting away with that. They will keep serving us with the rinse and repeat. And we would just keep buying it all every year, every single year. Unfortunately, for people like me, I've had enough of it. That is why I don't want to go to games no more. I don't even want to go to protests no more. And I will only ever attend the part until I believe with my own eyes that we have been serious about wanting change. Until that moment happens, I won't be going to any more of these arranged protests. Ramos is free. He won't be coming to Spurs.
I hope you're not talking about one day.
I think he's talking about Sergio, but yeah, what's he gonna come and do at Spurs, man? What's he gonna come and do at Spurs?
He'll just come and rip it up with like Romero.
He'll call up a few of his mates, ex-Real Madrid mates. Call Modric. He'll call Bale. So what's it like over there? I wonder what they'll tell him.
Ooh, don't want to go there, mate. Oh, you don't want to go there.
Yeah.
But see, that's the other thing we were talking about. It was probably a couple of weeks ago in terms of the way the situation at the club right now, the style of football, the 0.01 xg we've had in few games. Like as a player, is that attractive for you to come to?
Yeah.
And
Totally.
Thomas Frank has come out boldly and said, if we have a list of priorities, right? We have priority 1, 2, 3, 4. Priority 1 doesn't come, we go to 2. 2 doesn't come, we go to 3. So in this whole window, the five priorities for one position across the whole world couldn't be fitted.
Failed.
Hmm?
We failed them all, man. At the end of the day, Spurs is not an appealing place to come to. I know Gallagher has come to Spurs, and
Iggy, let's be honest, right? He's a English lad from London who went to Spain to Atletico Madrid. After one season, he's not even been in a team for God knows how long, right? He jumps at the chance to come here,
yeah.
right? Like he's not a Bale or a Modric in their prime or anything that we've gone out and got, and he'll do a job, and don't get me wrong, and he'll probably give us that energy that we needed in midfield that we don't have right now. But is he much better than Papa Sarr?
No, I like him, man. I think he was good. Even on against Man City, that second half, that ball he put in for Solanke, man. I do think he's a good midfielder.
To win it, right?
I think he will. I think he will. He'll hold his own in that midfield, I reckon. And I think he gives us something that we don't quite have: a bit of personality, leadership, and captain vibe. I don't know, man. I feel he has more presence than the like of Bissouma.
He was Chelsea's.
So
captain,
yeah, I think he will hold his own there. More from a character. I think he's a quality player, but I think character-wise and personality gives us a little bit more personality in that midfield. I feel like he has that in him. I've seen glimpses of it, and I think we'll see a bit more of it.
So kind of him and Palina would make a good pairing there, right? Here's another one, that Palina, where he's not been picked and stuff like that, right? Is he going to want to sign a permanent deal?
He has to have clarity. He's got to.
Everyone's saying,
he's going to ask these questions. He's going to ask the same questions that any
Romero
player in his position. First of all, he will look at to see what deals he will have, what teams are after him at the end of the season, and he will. And if he wants to have any intention to stay at Tottenham, the first question is, what are we doing for next season? What questions would you be asking? What I'll be asking. What are we doing next season? What are we looking at recruitment wise? What is the aim for next season?
It's buy your season ticket first, then you find out, Iggy.
For us as fans, right? But as from Palina,
that's the dream they will sell to the player. If you sign, we'll that's what we'll do. You'll be part of the new structure that's coming. They'll spin the carrot whatever way, man.
From Palina's point of view, I'll be like, I really want to be convinced of what has happened at Spurs. It can't be a repetition of what's happened this season. Otherwise, there's no way you're going to. Also, because you'd have other offers on the table. You'd have offers from Germany, Spain, Italy. He'll
have offers from the Premier League.
Yeah, even other Premier League clubs. I think he's good enough. I really do believe he's good enough to play for any of the teams in the top 6, 7 places. No problems.
But for years, we've literally been crying out for a proper DM, right? And number 6.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think both him and Gallagher in a pivot would do really well and that probably I would love to see a team with Gallagher, Simmons in that pivot, allowing that freedom for Servi to get into those number 8, number 10 positions. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that midfield work 2 or 3 games just to get a little bit together, win backs, and here he is. And I would love to see that again, man. I would love to see a midfield of Gallagher, Palhinha, and free Simmons, man, free Xavi Simmons to really go at them. Have wide players, maybe win
have
backs.
that number 10 role and have the freedom for it.
Mate, just have that attacking role, that 8-10, whatever. Just say, "Go do your thing." You got these two big boys behind you. We'll take care of things.
Got your cover.
You got win
Got your back.
backs, a nice back three. I know we changed it to a back four, but that's because the personnel that we had available. You know, you can't play a back three with win backs, and one of those win backs are Archie Gray. It's not going to be working. But you're better off going to a back four if you have that situation. The back three with the win backs will only work if you've got Poro, if you've got Udogie. Then you're flying on those wings. I would like to see that a bit more. I really like Dragusin. I said it earlier on. Dragusin, apart from the mistake that he made, I thought he had a really solid game overall. For someone that hadn't been playing for over a year, man, I
think
thought he
for
was
not
solid.
playing a year, like
I think he was solid in there. And it's just a shame that we're getting all these injuries all at once again. You know, Solanke's just had a worldie. He's got a cracking goal, full of confidence, goes off injured. You're like, man, now you're holding your breath because we're already down to a bare 11. It's fucking incredible to have a Premier League team down to a bare 11. I feel like it's Sunday League football when the manager's calling everyone last minute. It's just a fucking joke, man. It's a joke. I can't believe it. The more I keep going, I go over in my head.
You don't have to say it. Let your captain say it for you, Iggy.
It's unbelievable and disgraceful. Unbelievable, disgraceful. But anyway.
Everything all right still?
Yeah, all good, all done.
Yeah.
But Man United, you were saying earlier on about this Man United weekend.
Yeah, early game.
Another tough one, man. We've got to go away. We've got to go away there.
Saturday.
And Man United, if we faced them 2 or 3 months ago, it might have been a different story. But going there now, it's a different story, lad.
We're going to win.
It's a different sliding door, isn't it? Like you look at the way Carrick's come in and he impacted that team there. That
they
team
have
were
good
almost
players, Jeppy. They've always had good players.
Yeah. But they were literally, be it tactics, be it whatever it was, be it manager's stubbornness to stick to his formation, and that was it. And I get that as a manager, and that's what he wants to do. But from being virtually trashy to suddenly a new face coming in, Man City first game, Arsenal second game. Lads doing all right.
We've got bare 11 for this month for the next few weeks, and we've got some of the toughest fixtures going. Still, man, what are you seeing, man, for the next few weeks? I don't know, man. Fucking hell.
Lose to Man United. I think we beat Newcastle. Arsenal, either we stink a draw or they beat us by a goal. 1 win maximum.
And
Man United, Man United are good, right? He's put them back to a back four. He's brought Kobe Mainu back into the squad. He's freed Cunha. And the way they move the ball is the difference. They move it quickly, intricately. It's nice, it's concise, it's slick. Man United, they don't dominate games with possession, but when they're on the ball, they're good. They look so much better. And if you can play that kind of football and get into that final third with Mbeumo and Cunha, even Sesko, even he's looking half decent now. Carrick's just gone in there and done the right things. He's just done the right things that team was crying out for. And you know what? We're going to go up there. I'm telling you, we're not beating them. I don't care what anyone says. If we get a draw, that'll be good for us. But we're not beating Man United. I'm telling you, I've watched their last 3 games. And do you know something else Carrick does that I really like? Against Arsenal equalised late on.
He went for it.
He went for the win. He wasn't, do you know what? Listen, a point at the Emirates is brilliant. He went for the win. Fulham, they scored late on, equalised. He goes for the win. Us, we got it back to 2-2 against City, and then we dropped off and let City have the ball for the last 10 minutes.
But that's also the mentality that he's
Carrick, he goes for it.
And like played football, right? Playing for Ferguson, and I know he was with us a little while and stuff.
Yeah.
It was always that play to the death, and we'll nick it at the death. We'll always win a game. that attitude of we'll always win a game of football. We'll always go out to win a game of football.
I thought Man
100%.
United, but Man United's intent against Arsenal, the way they played the whole game, you know, they were playing through them, and you know, I thought
What did we do when we went to the Emirates?
the intent was so much more better, and Arsenal struggled with them all day against United. They really did. I thought that was one of the most difficult games I saw. I saw Arsenal in difficulty with a team that actually went there and played football. Do you know what I mean? They didn't go there to stink it out. They didn't go. Yeah, they actually played. And they were playing through them a lot of the time. They caused so many difficulties, and some of the players that they got as well. It makes it's amazing how much United were struggling with so many good players, even more so with attacking players. Oh my God, man! Acuna and Romero, and honestly, they've got so many attacking options, and they've got a really good team. I feel that they've got a better team, but I don't know what was happening. They weren't following. I think he's gone there. Carrick's gone there. Understands the place. He simplified it, and he's put an arm around the players and saying, you know what, you lot are better than what you're showing. Go and do what you got to do, man. You got to manage.
This is how Carrick plays. When Solskjaer got sacked, Carrick came in for 3 games. He won all 3, and then they got in the next guy. At Middlesbrough, go look at the way they play.
They did well.
This is the way he plays football. It's short, intricate passes, nice, gets into the final third, and he goes for it. This is what he does. Frank's not like that. Frank, he only goes for it when he's got nothing to lose. When the shit hits the fan. If you think about it this season, the only time Frank has proper gone for it from the beginning was Man City away, Liverpool at our ground, and Burnley away. The only 3 games from the off, we proper went at it. Every other game, it's been pragmatic, defensive, and then when there's nothing to lose, all right, go for it. We went 2-0 down against Brighton. Second half, he went for it 2-2. We go 2-0 down against Newcastle Carabao Cup. Second half, we go for it. We go 2-0 down against Man City last week. Second half, all right, we go for it. We go 2-0 down against Fulham. All right, let's go for it. We go 2-0 down against Aston Villa in the Cup. All right, let's go for it. It's only when we're in the shit and there's nothing to lose, we go for it. Otherwise, there's only 3 games we've gone for it from the start. Carrick's not like that. They go for it from the off. So for me, it's up here. We went to the Emirates and we literally pulled our pants down and we walked on the pitch butt naked, Bonnie Blue, and said, "Go on, give it to us. Give it to us." From the minute we walked onto that pitch, there's only one outcome. Carrick goes to the Emirates. He's like, "Nah, we're here to play. We're here to play football." And that's the difference. That's the difference. Carrick's got better players. But Amrim, look what he did with those players. You know, that's the difference. It's about getting the best out of your players. And I don't think Frank gets the best out of our players. I don't. I've said that for a long time. So,
I will say that, though, that Frank almost goes out not to lose against the team than to win against the team. Like, he'll do the work and he'll try and set his team up. And he seems to have gone into this flavour now of either playing like 3 at the back because it worked against Dortmund or someone, right? Let's go 3 at the back all the time now. There's got to be times when you pick and choose when to play that. Sorry, big up, Mari. How you doing, man?
The thing is, JP, big up, Mari. The thing is, JP, you go 3 at the back against the weaker teams. The Burnleys, the Bournemouths, the Crystal Palaces. These teams go 3 at the back. When you play those top 6, the Chelsea, the Villas, the Arsenals, the Liverpools that don't do it, that's when not to do it. And I said this earlier on in the season. I said, against these top teams, you can't go all-out attack because you're going to get caught out. You've got to do it in stages. When you play like the bottom 10, 12 teams, just go for it.
That's the thing. You shouldn't be afraid against
those teams. Take it to them.
You shouldn't be afraid against those teams. He's not at Brentford anymore. He's come to Tottenham Hotspur. You shouldn't be afraid of those teams anymore. And I think that's that mentality switch that he needs to adapt to. What's happening, Mari, man?
Doing good. just try and catch up with some of the subjects. I know you guys talk about Carrick. Just had a debate or argument with an Arsenal supporter, Stefan, who thinks it's just another manager bounce. I actually think Carrick is what United needs. And no, yeah, it's just hating. I think they've had big money, almost like us, big money managers, paycheck managers. I just think they need to just start simple, get back to their roots. And Michael Carrick, I think he's the guy to get them back to their roots, st- rebuild, and build on this. Like, you don't need to bring in a Zabi Alonso or Zidane for United. And I think it's the same for us, but the problem is that the problem with us is just that, and I know you guys talked about this probably the first hour or so, man, it's so frustrating because, I've been raised, I've been programmed, you know, working in education, working in business, but even in life, you have to have a plan, you have the foundation. And it's just mind-boggling that this club, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's and it's almost sad because I think about Enoch is Tavistock, right? Joe Lewis, and you guys know I'm in the heart of Orlando, and really, Joe Lewis and Tavistock, they do things well. They plan things well. I mean, it's flawless, and it's just almost a crime that with Spurs, it's totally different, it's opposite. So much turnover, so much. I mean,
Is,
like,
is Spurs their tax offset? Do you think?
yeah, and the thing is, Stowe said this the other day, but I was thinking about this the other day. This is much worse than Levy. It's almost like, damn, like bring Levy back. And for me, I can't stand Levy, but it's Vinay and Lang is so bad, and this like press conference. I'm looking at the guy's face. You know that this is a deer lost in headlights. This guy don't know shit. He doesn't know shit. So it's
Oh, come on, Mari. He did handle that young 18-year-old from Scotland, that deal we brought over the line really well.
yeah. And then I know you guys talked about Romero. You guys already know what I'm gonna say about Romero. The greatest act that he could do for the club. That was the greatest act. TYC Sports, if they're reporting it, then it's true. He's looking on the way out. He's been lied to. I think what happened was he originally wanted to leave and go to Atletico, and Vinay pulled the wool over his head. Hey, we're going to, we're
We're
going
going to sign a really good manager.
yeah, we're hiring Frank. We're going to have some ambition and whatsoever. And he signed that contract. He signed that long-term contract. He got duped. He got played. Most people got played. You know what I'm saying? For me, I've always said I got to see it to believe it. You know what I'm saying? That's nice because Javi Simmons, which was a last minute punt, because we had lost Eze. Who did we lose before that? The one the owner put the gun to his head at Forest.
Gibbs White.
Right.
Yeah. So the
Put the
PR
gun to his head.
they were scrambling, but it's a comedy show, and I just don't care anymore.
Gibbs White's probably looking at the owner now and he's thanking him because thank you for pointing the gun at my head. I'm glad I didn't join them.
I mean, even when they fucked up, with Ange, they were able to correct their right. They've been on better form. They're not, better than us. I just don't care anymore. It's just.
I think I think the big thing I would say, Mari, is that with Levy there, he got 25 years of learning how to do it in a way that would be beneficial to him, the stakeholders, and just tease the club along, right?
No, exactly.
As
But-
they've got rid of him, the people who
listen-
are left or the people that they've brought on board just don't have a clue. So they're just running around almost like headless chickens at the moment.
You hate what you're gonna get from Levy, but at least you know what you're gonna get, and you hate it. With these dipshits, they're clueless. What the fuck we do? Like what is the plan? What like Lange and Vinay? I literally think Vinay is an Arsenal plan set up to destroy Spurs even more.
Yeah, there you go. Look, boys in the hood.
They're idiots. They're idiots. If it comes to a point that we even a slight thought of asking for Levy to come back,
Nuh-uh.
which I don't. I'm glad he's gone, but it's that bad. It's that these guys, they're dipshits. They're idiots. Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and dumber. Dumb and even more dumber.
Paratici's gone, so I can't put him in there. So it's Dumb and Dumber. My last thing, and someone stole this from me, but I exactly agree. Sava said this. This is the worst transfer window. It's worse than the window that we didn't sign any players because the fact that we did have our starting 11, but this where we need help, desperate help. We just qualified to the knockout rounds of
Champions League.
You would think we'll get a post inside a left winger or any, like anything. It's I'm done.
We've actually made the squad worse, Mari, by getting rid of
Brendan Johnson,
by getting rid of Dane Scarlett and not bringing anyone else in. We've made in the transfer window. We've actually made the squad worse.
Yeah, and the very fact that Frank said it a week ago, and so I don't know how. And here's the thing. Oh, I'm on the roll. The media is trying to pick this false narrative. I've been on X. I've seen even the non-negative, the happy clappers are backing Romero, saying what he said was the truth. Because this window is the worst, absolute number one, the worst transfer window since I've been supporting Spurs since 07, 08. This is by far the worst.
Wow. Yeah, Iggy, it seems like the alarm's gone off. It's like everyone has joined us now.
What's happened? Is this some breaking news? I don't know.
Well, have we signed someone? Have we signed someone? What's happening?
Just so I cut. No, apparently I'm
We
here
signed
just
Sergio
interrupting.
Ramos on a free.
No, Sterling.
Sterling, yeah.
We actually got rid of
Sterling,
Vinay.
Dumb and Dumber,
We-
right there.
It's fucking boys. It's
We
boys
got
in
rid
the
of
hood, man.
Levy and Paratici. Do you know what I'm going to say? We got rid of Levy and Paratici for two worse people. Vinay
Exactly.
and Lange are actually worse.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean Levy,
Was
I want
good.
him back, or Paratici back, but we've actually got worse.
Yeah.
We've
I've
gone backwards with these two.
But do you know
Sterling
what?
said
But
I
do you
didn't
know
think
what?
it get any worse. I didn't think it get any worse.
It's
Yeah,
got
but
worse.
That's,
got worse.
Today is to do, and just because something's bad, you've got to try something else. If that's bad, you have got to crack on.
The thing is, right, when we said Levy out, we didn't say get rid of Levy and Joe Lewis stays here and picks the new team, right? We didn't say Levy out and a man who loves Arsenal.
Go and get some Arsenal bloke in to run it.
Yeah, go and get an Arsenal lover to come and be a chairman when he's never been a chairman before in his life. And I thought when Paratici came back in the summer, the plan was Paratici was going to run the show. But instead, Vinay and whoever else is, in control, because no one knows who's in control, they've decided to prioritise Lange over Paratici. And I heard today they're bringing another football director to work with Lange. There's going to be two of them again, but just not Paratici. And then you hear about this other guy, Nick Belsher. He runs the Tavistock group for Joe Lewis. He's now telling Vinay what he can and can't do. And his link is that he's married to one of Joe Lewis's daughter's
I give up.
kids.
I'm not
So
renewing.
you
I'm
got
not renewing the
nepotism,
season
you
ticket.
got incest, you got mates club. We're actually worse, and people don't want to protest, and we're worse.
I'm not renewing. I'm not renewing.
I
my
think
season
I
ticket.
think what
I'm not renewing it.
what I find amusing is that we're bringing in all these people to fill the void, as they like to say it, right? So Levy's left, and apparently because he was doing all these jobs,
It
need
takes
about
3 men to.
it
fill
takes
in
about 8 different layers of management now to fulfill Levy's role in the club, which is absolute nonsense. They don't know what they're doing, so they're just hiring people that think they know what they're doing, and it's clearly not working so far. All the great clubs have quite simple structures when you look at them, or certainly certainly the front office stuff. You know who the owner is, you know who the director of football is, you know who the manager is. But at Spurs now, they've allowed Frank to bring in 8 different or 9 different members of staff to help him. They want to, like you said, still, if that's true, they want to bring in another director of football to replace the director of football that's left. So we've still got 2 directors of football. So there's no one point of accountability for that side of the management structure.
And we hired a top salesman and negotiation guy from Man City to come in, and he reports to Lange, the clown.
That's it.
So he reports to Lange.
It's like the circus is running a mini circus.
It's an absolute circus, and I can't see how you can orientate a club when you've got so many different new faces. I guess they're bringing in, and you could easily argue, okay, they're required. The club needs it. We had such a poor structure before that, but they're filling in gaps that should have been filled a long time ago. But it doesn't. It's not showing in the results, and it's not showing in the direction, and it's not showing in the transfer policy, is it? Really? All you're seeing is poor results, albeit Frank has had 4 good results on the bounce for him. But for me, that's nothing to get too excited.
Yeah, but Maz, the fans are the same, right? I went to Burnley away. At the end of the game, we want Frank out. Say, we want Frank out. We want... And then at half-time against Man City, 1 week later, boo! Boo! 45 minutes later, final whistle. Na 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 na. What is it? Is it Frank out? Is it boo? Is it la 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 la?
Multiple personalities.
That's the emotions of a Spurs fan, baby.
What do you want? What do you not want?
It's like the weather. Like in England, we get all the weathers, don't we? Snow, rain, sunshine, all in one day.
I've got my packer Mac. I've got my hat. I've got my gloves. I'm covered.
Free from desire. La 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 la. 45 minutes earlier, it was boo, boo, your shit, get him out.
I think the reality is, for me, is that the fans take comfort in the failure. I think the fans take comfort in there being constant ups and downs at the club. The fans want this because they don't want to protest, and it's like, well, if that's what they want, then they're getting what they desire ultimately. From my point of view, I'm not going to protest. I think I'm done with that now. Until I see thousands of fans protesting. There's no way I'm even interested in.
You are the problem.
I just don't care. Well, I just don't care anymore. JP.
Maz, I got asked, am I going to the protest before Man City? And I said, no. Like, what do you mean you're not going? I said, I've done 6 years of protesting. Don't talk to me, right? I'm not going because as soon as we beat Frankfurt and we finish 4th in the Champions League group, that has killed the protest. That's all they need. A short-term dopamine hit. No one's going to the protest. And I said to them as well, if you think we're walking out in the 75th minute, the only way we're walking out is if we're 4-0 down. But they're not walking out. They're just going home early, right? If it's a close game, no one's going to leave. And that's exactly how it played out. I got 4 phone calls on the day of the game. Still, where's the protest? Where are we meeting up? I said, when you find it, let me know. When you find it. There was no protest.
Well,
there was no protest.
Look, I think Billy and the guys, I don't want to be.
They're going through what we went through, man.
Yeah,
Billy
exactly.
and the guys are going through what we went through.
I also feel
hard.
they're not.
I feel sorry for them.
They're not heeding the mistakes we met and the learnings that we had. Last year they decided to protest when we just. We started qualifying. We got to the semi-finals. You're like, that's the wrong time to protest. No one's going to turn up to it, and it didn't. They're just not learning from their mistakes. This time, they wanted to do a bigger protest at West Ham. Too short notice, I felt, and there's not enough planning involved, and there's not enough concrete evidence that people are going to come. And I think some of like Sean and Lebo and the guys on the Spurs side, when you were chatting about it, I think they had some really good ideas about building a database, maybe a website, having a proper message. But you know what that sounds like? It sounds like you're creating another trust, right? But if you're going to do that, and you're going to set out a mission for what the change is, and give a clearer message and galvanize more numbers, then that's what they have to do. But I think that's so far away in the future, and the mass majority of Spurs fans, as you said, Stel, they're so confused, and I think they're comfortable with where we are. They don't want to fight for better. I think I've had enough of it, to be honest. In a way, I feel, and I'm trying not to speak for all of us, but I know most of us think this is, we've done our time. We've done our 5 years, 6 years of shouting, ranting and raving, protesting, warning everyone, and it's fallen on deaf ears. So
I think the only thing I would say, Maz, is that I know Change for Tottenham and Billy and stuff, they're trying to get everyone rallied and fair play to them and let them crack on, right? The point you made about it was too short notice, I find that a horrendous excuse. There's 55,000 people there. You're telling me not more than 100 people are really pissed off?
I'm not trying to.
Irrespective if it's short notice.
JP, I'm not trying to give them. I'm not trying to make an excuse for the people not turning up. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to highlight is that there's not enough clarity. There's not enough planning. There's not enough of a lot of different things. I don't want to turn this into a protest show and stuff like that. But there's too many things that aren't aligned. And as Stel said, unless the results and the things are going badly, then there's even less appetite for the fans to turn up. And it's just, I just think it's a waste of time. The fans will wake up when we get relegated. That's when the fans will wake up.
Yeah.
So we're only 9 points away from that now, right? Was it not waking up time?
Well,
Nah, because most fans believe that we've done enough to stay up.
But that's why I'm backing Frank now. The club are backing him in the way they've backed him in the window. I'm going to back him as well. I'm going to back him to get us relegated.
I don't think it's all his fault. I'm not a fan of his, right? I don't dislike him like I did Ange to that extent, right? But you know, what I have been encouraged by is there is odd halves where we look really attacking, we look really good, and it disproves that the player narratives being, you know, they're all shit. I think that really does disprove it, because we've had excellent halves of certain games where you think, hold on, if we just were braver, if we just set up in a slightly different way, if the players in themselves just drop Frank's sort of not to lose tactics and they go for it, they've shown us that they can play good football and they can score good goals and stuff. So I don't think it's all Frank's fault. I don't think it's all the players' fault.
Yeah, no,
it's everyone's fault. Like, if you get what I mean, it's not just him. It's everyone's fault. If look, he's had 4 decent results. If he carries that on, more power to him. If he proves everyone,
mate, we're
wrong,
down to a bare
So,
11.
hold on a minute.
We're down to a
What do you
bare
mean
11,
4
and we've got
decent
one of the
results?
most important months.
Well, we haven't
ahead of
lost in
this
4 games.
month will determine.
Is that where we're at now? Just don't
We'll have a
lose.
big-
Well,
Is
it's an
that- is that-
improvement. It's an improvement. Sorry, Iggy. I don't mean to talk over you. It's an improvement on not losing every week.
We've won 3 games in the last 17. It's a disgrace. His record, Frank's record, is dog shit.
Stel, you're not listening. Stel,
I am. We're now celebrating draws because we're used to losing. I get it. That's, for me, is...
It's progress.
what do you care?
What do I care?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What I don't want us to do better than what I'm seeing.
4 good results is all right, isn't it? This is what
These
fans
aren't good
want.
results. Drawing at Burnley is not a good result. That's not a good result. Losing
Frank,
to
it
West Ham is not a good result.
We're moving
Fucking
away
hell,
from
man.
relegation. We gained a point. West Ham lost. We gained a point on our relegation rivals.
I'm just saying.
Remember,
Wait a minute.
Iggy, remember
Wait a
we
minute.
finished 17th last year.
JP, remember
I don't
we're
think you put up,
remember
Stel,
we're
I'm
down
taking
to a
the
bare
piss out of you a
11,
little
and
bit,
we've got
right?
Arsenal, Man United, Newcastle, and
I'm
so
taking
forth
the
and so
piss out
forth.
of him a little
Bare
bit,
11.
right?
Bare
He
11.
sat there on that Spurs 5 show while they were saying all of these things, right? And don't worry, still put up a good argument here and there.
Guys, I
on
gotta
certain
jump.
Stuff.
I'll see you guys later. Yeah.
See you,
Big up
Iggy.
everyone in the chat. Big up to
Big
the
up, man.
viewers.
Big up, Iggy.
See you later.
Big up, Iggy. The fraud that is still sat there while they were saying, giving out all the excuses, giving this, giving that, right? And you know, I think still you just have to accept it now, that this is where we're at and this is what we have to look forward to.
What are you talking about, man? I don't even know what you're talking about. What was he on about? I argue with Johnny, Lubo, and Sean every week. I'm on my own. I feel like I'm being bullied on that show. And I sit there taking it to them all by myself every week. I disagree with everything they say about Vinay, Sharrington, Frank, players. You know, the only thing I've agreed with anyone on is with Sean, that we both agree that this squad should be doing better than what it... I don't know, do I?
I'm teasing. I'm just being silly.
Do you know what cracks me up, right? I'll tell you what cracks me up. I'm going to mention it. None of them, right? Sava, Lubo, Johnny, Sean, none of them believe that what Romero did was right. That he shouldn't be going and doing it publicly. And I sat there saying, no, he's got to do it publicly because no one else is doing it.
Stel.
Hold on, Murray, one minute. And they go to me, how do you know he's not doing it privately? I said, well, if he is, it's not working because we're still shit. So clearly something's not right. And then they're all telling me I'm wrong and that you don't do it publicly. You've got to be a professional. I said, but Frank's not speaking up. Vinay's not speaking up. Lange ain't speaking up. Who's going to speak up? Who's going to call it out? And then 2 days later in the WhatsApp chat, Lubo and Sean are arguing. Lubo's saying, Romero was right. Romero's got... I said, 1 minute. 2 days later on a live show and everyone's watching, you're fucking coming for me. And you're telling me... And then he goes, well, I've changed my mind because the window's shut now. So Romero would have been right if he said it 2 days later. This is crazy, man.
Stel, in the States,
He
call
obviously knew we weren't buying anyone.
we call those people whistleblowers, and we love them.
That's what Maz called them last week.
Yeah.
Whistleblowers.
Whistleblowers. Romero is a whistleblower. You gotta be professional. I'm sorry. I could give numerous examples from athletes to politicians. Jordan did it. LeBron does it, where they put out little comments to what's the goal? To rattle the general manager. to-
Golfers do it. The golfers did it against the PGA and Live Golf and all of that. You're right, Mari. It happens everywhere. Politicians do
everywhere.
it.
Even my job, right? And yes, it normally it's done by someone that is going to either leave on their own, or they're going to quit, or they're going to resign, or they're just people that just pissed off. Would you say it's not professional? Yeah, but also too, there comes times where you know what, you kind of have to speak
But the
up.
club aren't being professional.
And-
So he's calling out the unprofessionalism of the club to a certain extent.
And he's to the point where he felt, like I said earlier, the wall was put over him. They lied. They basically lied.
Mate,
Harry Kane didn't do it publicly, but behind the scenes, this is, I want to leave.
No, Kane did do it publicly when he did that interview with Gary Neville. And he said,
Yeah,
I'll
but
know when it's time. I'll know when it's time to leave. That's him saying, I'm going to leave at some point.
Yeah.
Well, he
So-
had a hand-
And
he
then
had a handshake,
what did he
didn't
do? What did he do? He went on strike for the first month that Nuno joined us. Remember? And then when he came back from being on strike, he was dog shit. He was awful. He down tools. So he did do it publicly.
And he got what he wanted. And he got what he wanted.
Behavior.
Conte. And got what he got what he wanted. He got a Conte. So like,
Well, no, he got to leave the club.
well, we got to leave the
He left the club.
But I'm talking about the Nuno season. And so
Yeah.
for me, and like I said, no, I respect their opinion and whatsoever. But trust me, like there are people in all walks of life, they have done it. Now, there are probably results, consequences for it, but there's some people who happily, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna walk off this job, or I'm gonna tell it off. I'm gonna tell the truth. And if they do it, more the merrier. Because Romero wasn't lying. And I know Sean said, well, you're gonna make it look like it's a circus. It is a circus. It is a circus.
I know. They go, but it's embarrassing the club. I'm like,
No,
the club's
no.
embarrassed every week. Do
Yes,
you not watch the
embarrassing
football
the club.
matches?
Embarrass the club. That's why I'm listening to Flav and all of them. They're like, Romero's right.
Hold on
Yeah.
a minute. Romero's embarrassing the club. What about these two?
Dumb and dumber. Dumb and dumber.
Do you know what cracks me
also
up? Do
think
you know what cracks me
Romero-
up? They say things like Romero doesn't give a shit about the club. Romero scored more equalizers to save us this season than any other player.
Still,
He doesn't care.
I
If he
also
didn't
think
care, he would-
Romero is
he would
reached
literally
his limit.
So he
One
would
at a
listen-
time. One at a time.
If he didn't, I'm sorry, Matt. If he didn't care, then he would continue collecting paychecks and not say anything. If you do care, where he's saying that this club has lied, has not shown any ambition, he does care, and now he's to a point he cares to leave. He cares to leave.
There's 2 points. He's reached his limit. He's doing it for himself, right? And when you're at his level of player, I don't think he's like that elite level, but you know he's up there as in the top defenders category. You know, I'm sure big clubs would take him should he leave Spurs. So he's signaling to the market and to other clubs, look, I'm not happy here. I'm not happy here. Come and get me if you want me. A lot of top players do that. I also think he cares, and he's doing it publicly because he cares, and he's like I said, he's whistleblowing in the roundabout way. But still, also said the point which I really agree with. It's that culturally, that's what those players do. Those Spanish, Latino, Argentinian, Italian, they all speak up on this stuff. You know, and other players from other clubs in the Premier League have put posts up, and TalkSport have talked about it from players from other clubs. They don't come to mind at this present moment in time to give you an example, but we've seen loads of players speak out against their clubs when they're not happy.
Ronaldo's doing it right now. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ronaldo did it when he was at. Yeah, good point. It just jogged my memory. Ronaldo did it when he was at Man United, when he called them out for like saying, "What the hell is
Ronaldo
this?"
did it this week, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's on strike. He's missed 2 games.
Benzema did it as well the other day.
Yeah. So look, you know, it comes down to this: do we want our leaders and captains to hold the club accountable for them not meeting their side of the promise? Yes, I do actually. I do want that. I do want our leaders to do that. Kane did that in his own way as well. He said, "I'll stay if the club match our ambition." Has he stayed? No, he's gone. Therefore, it's their way of signaling to the fans, "Look, I'm trying my best, but the club is not meeting their end of the bargain." That's their way of communicating to the fans.
Agree.
Yeah, agreed.
There you go.
There we go.
We were just rounding up by just talking about Man United quickly. So Iggy and me had a chat about it. I don't know where you're at with that, Maz. The Man United game coming up.
Where I'm at with it, I hope. Don't know. Depends what Tottenham turns up. Is it going to be the second half Tottenham against Man City that's going to turn up?
3-1 Man United.
If it's that Tottenham, then maybe a 1-1, a 2-1 to us. I doubt it will be that. And I think so far Carrick's done a decent job with them in their first. They won their first 3 games. So yeah, 2-0 to Man United. I think 2-1.
I mean, we won United.
Is Van de Ven back?
I doubt it. The 2 weeks is normally doubled, isn't it?
So
if
it's going to be Paulinho, Gray, Romero at the back with Basuma and all this shit in the 6, and Buemo, Bruno, and Cunha are going to absolutely tear us to pieces. Casemiro, mate, Kobe Minu right now look superb. Them 2 in midfield, they look superb. They're missing Doku because he's injured, but they've got the Butcher back in defence.
Did I see Casemiro did a no-look pass that was and like assist the other day?
They don't have that donkey Onana in goal anymore either. They've actually got an all right goalie. Onana was a joke. Listen, Old Trafford right now is buzzing. They believe they've got something to play for. Top 4. They're genuinely in a top 4 race. They don't have any midweek games anymore. They're out of Europe. They're out of the cups. I'm telling you, we're going to go up there, and it's going to be this is going to be a difficult game. A lot of fans saying, "Oh, but they haven't beaten us in 4 or 5 games." Forget the past as a guide for the future. The only time the past matters is when we play Man City. For some reason, we're their bogey team.
That's the truth, man. That's the truth.
We own them. When we play Man City, don't ever write us off. Don't ever write off everyone else. You don't know what you're going to get. I personally think we're going to lose to Man United. I don't want to lose, but I think we're going to get scored up there. That's my opinion. I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. I want Spurs to do well, but I don't see it, man. Cunha's on form, and Buemo's on form, Bruno's on form, Kobe Mino's on form. That's all they need. Who have we got on form? We've got Xavi Simons.
Solanke
if he's fit. That's about it.
I've got to say, Solanke's goal was excellent, by the way. The more I look at it, the more I think, bloody hell, that was a quality goal.
He took it really well.
The goal he scored
took it really well, didn't he?
Yeah, the goal he scored against Frankfurt was excellent as well. So if he does that,
that was a burst of speed that I've not seen it on him before.
I'll be very careful how I say this, but having Solanke back, because we've had him all season. He is by far our best in regards to because I know Kudus, can create, but he does score enough goals for me. Solanke is by far our best goal poacher in the front line, and it's almost like a new addition to us because we didn't have him. After this past game, and now was it 3 or 4 goals in the last 6 games or something like that? I'm like, okay,
Until he gets injured again. Then we won't see him for like 3-4 months again.
He's clearly our most clinical forward. I mean, I can't think of anybody who's more clinical than him out of our forwards. I'm talking about out of our forwards.
You know what? Xavi Simons is key to this game. My concern, though, is when he came up against Chelsea, Caicedo destroyed Xavi Simons. When he came up against
all over him, isn't he?
Well, when he came up against Declan Rice owned him. Now he's up against Casemiro, who's in form. If he doesn't win that battle, Spurs we're not winning this game, man. And so far when Simons has come up against pedigree in the 6, he's not won those battles. So he's new to the league. Simons needs a whole season to properly.
Test for him, isn't it?
Didn't he?
It's another test for him.
He done really well against Man City, and he got fouled to shit in that game.
Yeah, well, Rodri's not the Rodri of old at the moment. He's not.
Yeah, but physically, he's still the same Rodri, though, right?
And as Iggy said earlier, he should have got bloody sent off, that Rodri.
The thing is, you know what the problem is? You can never gauge Tottenham when they play Man City as a measurement of what we're going to do next. It's the worst thing you can do is watch us against City and say, "Oh, yeah,
it's Barcelona. We're Barcelona."
Mate, do you know what?
Against Dortmund as well, like Xavi done really well, and he was getting fouled a lot in that Dortmund.
Maz, I've got a couple of friends that do the old Bet 365 and all these, accumulators. None of them put Tottenham in their bet because it always fucks up their bets. They can't predict. None of them can predict us. And they called me up and they're like, "Stel, what do you think?" And I said to them, "We ain't going to lose to City." He goes, "Oh, come on, man." I said, "We're not going to lose to City." Like, all right, whatever. I'm like, all right, don't call me up then. Don't ask me, And then when we draw, and they're always Arsenal fans, they call me up. "How do you do it? How do you do it?" Because they can't, they always struggle against City. And I said, "I don't know how we do it. I don't know what happens. It just happens. It always happens. It just..."
It's like we really got the sign over him, haven't we?
JP, that first half, we were a disgrace. Tactically a disgrace. Each player was a disgrace. It was the most horrific first half I've seen. It was literally just give Man City the ball and we're going to do nothing. And you're thinking, the club's finished. Second half we come out, it was like the 1981 Cup final all over again. Like, Ricky Million on Aussie RB list. What's going on?
It's true.
You can't explain it. Nobody, no Spurs fans saw that second half coming. Nobody.
No, I didn't see that coming.
Nobody. But there you go. That's what happens when we play Man City.
Well, maybe
I just want to say one last thing before we wrap up.
Kind of maybe the ones that didn't go away for the walkout.
Do you know what? Anyway,
I just want to say one thing before we wrap up the show. I know I came on late, last minute sub. I always hear in the last 3-4, actually all season, more so than ever this season, I always hear this manager failed at Spurs. This manager failed at Spurs. Right? This manager failed at Spurs. And I just want to say, our managers, i.e. Jose, Conte, Pochettino, didn't fail at Spurs. The club failed them. They got sacked from their role. They didn't quit their role because they failed. They got sacked. They never got to finish their projects. And they never got the backing they needed in the transfer windows, which is why we were Enoch out, Levy out. So whenever, we hear YouTubers or people saying, "Oh, Jose failed at Spurs." He didn't fail. He got sacked. He never got the opportunity to succeed at Spurs because they sacked him before he could play that cup final.
You could say that about any manager, though, couldn't you?
Well,
Did
not necessarily. Like AVB as an example. AVB as an example. He never,
he won a cup.
No, AVB. I'm talking about AVB.
Oh, okay.
Andres Villas-Boas, right?
Yeah.
You point to him. You can't say. You could say, yeah, he failed at Spurs because he didn't do enough to keep his job and he got tanked. But I would argue that Pochettino, he didn't get signings for 2.5 years, and we didn't back him when he really needed to be backed. So is he a failure at Spurs? I don't think he's a failure at Spurs.
AVB, right? We sold
points wise.
we sold Gareth Bale, Luka Modric, and Van der Vaart under AVB. 3 of our greatest players in the last 50 years, we sold them under AVB, and we said to him, "Go on, then.
So that's the club.
Mate."
Yeah, that's the club failing him.
Soldado didn't fit what he wanted to do. So.
But what?
Mate, we got him Paulinho. We got him. There's some donkeys. Kirkeles, Chichariles, whatever his name was.
Oh yeah.
The guy from Germany.
Really?
What's his name? The kid, blonde.
Reto Ziegler.
No, the blonde.
Lewis Holtby.
Holtby. Yeah, but everyone was after him apparently.
Well,
everyone was after him.
Most managers we failed, right? So when we say these managers failed at Spurs, a lot of them, they never really failed. We just never backed them properly.
Remember Vlad Chiriches?
Vlad.
That's what I was talking about.
Vlad Chiriches. I honestly thought Hopley might pan out, but of course I was epically wrong with him and Vincent Janssen.
We signed that other guy as well, the Dietrich Kane's cousin. What's his name? Mido. Signed him. Hey, the guy came on the pitch with that tight little pot belly from all the chicken shawarmas he was eating. It just
he still scored more goals.
He put the ball in the net a few times though.
Clinton Njai.
Still scored more goals than Moana.
Njai, fuck. That was on the watch. He did score a few goals, but
Mido. I quite liked him. Right.
Do you know? JP, did we do the last 2 super chats?
Stromboli. Oh yes. How can we forget Benjamin Stromboli?
That dude scored the winner against West Ham. I love him. I know that was Stalteri, wasn't it?
That was Stalteri, yeah. Another one. Stalteri. I mean, did we do these 2 super chats, JP?
Yes, but you can do them again, just as a super extra thank you.
Oh, big up Booker TV. Rob McKenzie was advertising for a tech scout on X. Rob McKenzie, he's got a lot to answer for. A user with Levy, it was better the devil you knew.
See, the man's going on X asking for scouts. Seriously. What?
Do you know what? He's probably.
What are we doing in this club?
I bet he's on X asking Grok, "Can you give me some tactics, Frank? How do I beat United the way Michael Carrick's team is good? What's your answers, Grok?"
We can have this conversation another time, but while Carrick's nice and fresh and shiny and stuff, I do think that bubble's going to burst soon. Because the same thing happened with Solskjaer. The same thing happened with bringing whoever else was there that came as a part-time manager who started doing really well. First 3, 4, 5 games, winning it all, and then ended up everyone taking a piss. Like, oh, Ollie at the wheel.
I think Carrick's more of has got maybe better coaching pedigree than Solskjaer.
He done well at Middlesbrough. He done well.
Yeah.
He done all right.
So I know what you mean, JP. We don't know, right? The passage of time will tell us, but I don't know. It seems to me he's got a little bit more potential.
One thing I like is I like the fact that he's got Woodgate with him.
Yeah,
He's like another
he's got football
person who was
people
a
around him.
winner,
That's
wanted to win a game.
that's
of
what we
football and
don't
stuff like
have.
that.
We just don't
Yeah.
have football people at the club.
Mate,
I remember moaning about this 2 years ago, that how we got rid of all the football people from Spurs.
Do you know what's good about Carrick at Man United? If you look at Man United, they've got a lot of midfielders that they're good, like Casemiro, Bruno, Mason Mount. Cunha and Romero can drop into the middle to receive the
It
ball
will,
and
bro.
take it
It
forward.
always does.
Right? So when you've got good midfielders, Carrick was a fantastic midfielder. Like, he was a top midfielder. So he can relate to them and get the engine room of the team ticking. He might not be good defensively and he might not be brilliant up front, but that engine room, Carrick's probably one of the best players to know how that works, because he was fantastic. Like, Carrick was a top midfielder.
Then? What was Frank? What is Frank?
Thomas Frank.
Yeah, don't always work like that though. Like, Wayne Rooney ain't been a good manager. Frank Lampard ain't been a good manager. Gerrard ain't been a good manager.
You're right. You're right. But Carrick wasn't that player that grabbed the team by the scruff of the neck.
No, he was an intelligent one. He was an intelligent one who played football on the ground.
He kept the team ticking. He kept it moving. Whereas the Gerrards would win you games, Lampards would win you games. Carrick just kept the engine moving. And I think when you've got someone like that, you can talk to your players and set them up, just like keep it going, keep the machine moving. And I think for a team like Man United, it helps them. I could be wrong. I think Carrick's going to keep it going. Unless they get, my money is on them to get top 4 ahead of Chelsea.
I think that's the direction they need to go with Carrick. I really do. I just have a good feeling that this guy knows the club. I think he will be good with the young players that they're trying to bring in there, and has the respect of the Embremos, the Cunhas. I think they found their guy. I think a bad thing for them would be going after Xabi Alonso or Zidane. They just had that. They just had Amarin, right? He was the hot, sexy pick from Portugal, and like it didn't work. It didn't work. So go back to your roots. Go back, homegrown. Go with Carrick. Go. I think for United, my mates who are who support United, I think Carrick's the guy for them. I really think he's the guy for.
Do you know what, Murray? If I was Man United, I would go and get Glasner. He even plays a similar system. I would get Glasner because he's got that experience of winning trophies. That's the one thing Carrick hasn't got. As a player, he has, but as a manager, he's just never.
He should have that winning mentality, though, right? But I think one thing in opposite to Mari, to me, like Man United being that club and the stature that they were when I was growing up and stuff like that, I kind of almost feel that they need a big manager. Do you know what I mean? They need to have a top quality, top draw manager at the helm. And I know they've tried it and stuff like that, but if you keep trying it and it don't work, you got to try something else, isn't you?
Yeah. I mean, who else can they bring in? I mean, yeah.
If Carrick gets top 4, they might keep him. If he gets top 4, they might keep him. They might do it.
Because in all honesty, if they let him go and they let go of Frank, and for us, a big money manager, I don't want. I would take a look at Carrick. I mean,
I would take. Do you know what? I would take Carrick as an assistant. Do you know why? Because we will find a way to ruin Carrick, and you know it. You know what we do to him.
Yeah, that's true.
Would say to him, there's, I don't know.
It's kind of ridiculous that they're fourth and we're where we are now. To be honest with you, considering we beat, they were a shambles last year and we beat them in the final. It's just anyway.
It's been but kind of once again, isn't it? It's like we had the Liverpool sliding door moment, and it's kind of like again paths have crossed with Man United as well. Now you go Arsenal, hey, yay, we beat him to the Champions League, yay. How'd that work out?
Because these clubs, they keep investing well, whereas we don't really invest well, and then we sack managers all the time. Do you know one thing I really don't like at the moment? There's a lot of fans saying you can't keep changing managers. You
have to find the right one.
Every club does it.
You can if you've got the wrong manager.
And that's what I said. Who was I talking to the other day? I think it was like with you guys about. I think Iggy was saying that, or maybe it was Maz, that it would be embarrassing for Vinay because he would lose face if they sack Frank because he chose him and he had a really good presentation and he ticked all the right boxes and all that crap. It's like he's the fucking CEO at Tottenham Hotspur. If losing face is the least of his problems, rather than picking someone good to keep the club in the fucking Premier League or the club doing a lot better, I think losing his face is like the cheaper side of it.
He's a
CEO.
Let's paint a picture. Who've we got after Man United? Is it Arsenal?
Newcastle.
Well, that's not an easy game. So you got Man United, Newcastle, Arsenal, isn't it?
Man City battered them tonight.
Yeah, but we're Spurs. Is it Arsenal after Newcastle then? I'm sure it's Arsenal. Yeah. Let's say we lose all three of those games. We're going to be in a diabolical situation.
We're in a diabolical situation already.
Now.
But
nine points away from
you're not
West Ham
picking
at
up
home.
points and you really are like, let's say 3-4 points from the bottom three. I think everyone's going. This conversation that we've been having about poor transfer window, lack of this, is going to be 10 times magnified. Frank's really got to pull a few rabbits out the hat to stave off the constant negative press and the fans doing what Styles does really well, boo, boo, and all that sort of stuff. Because
I said at the start of the show,
we're in big trouble.
I absolutely don't blame him, and I'm with Frank all the way. Do you know what? They haven't backed him in any way whatsoever. So,
Frankie,
but they have backed him. They have backed him, though, haven't they?
How have they backed him?
Because I'll tell you how.
He's got 11 players.
Like 8 of his backroom staff, right? That's backed.
Do any of them play on the pitch?
They still bought him to help him, haven't they? Right? They bought him.
They've got no one to help. Everyone's on an injury bed.
But they bought in 5 first-team players for him: Paulinho, Kudus, Mawani, Shabby, plus Connor. Yeah, fine. But
injured.
It's Frank's fault that they're injured.
Mawani's
rubbish.
He's rubbish. Do you know what? He'd make a good number 10, but as an attacking front three, no.
Who, Mawani?
I don't think he wants to be at Spurs anyway. I don't think he wants to be.
He wants to go back to Juventus. He wanted to go to Juventus in the first place at the start of the season.
Forget about all I'm saying is they have backed him in the sense that they have not sacked him so far, and they have given him 4 or 5 first team players. So
let's wrap it up, guys.
Not in the January transfer when he really needed it.
He got Sousa, Roberto Carlos, Mark II.
You got Wilson as well. That elite
Michael Moore, Mark
Dane Scarlett replacement.
Do you know, someone goes to me, Arsenal really wanted Wilson. We beat Arsenal to him, and I said, if he had a choice between Arsenal and Tottenham, and he came to us, you seriously got to question the mentality of this kid.
Arsenal
Very true.
wanted to take him on trial.
If I was him, I'd go on trial.
we took him on yeah, but we offered him a permanent.
Yeah, but his career's finished now. That's it. He's done. It's over. He's done. When's he ever going to play for Tottenham? When is this? He's another
He's going to go out.
Teletubby,
He's going to go out on
kids
loan.
TV character who joins the list of all the others. He's just
It's
going
going to be another
and
Jack Clark. Is it Jack Clark? He's going to be another.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be.
That Takai, that Japanese kid.
He's gone.
Vuskovic.
What on loan, isn't he?
What?
He's on loan.
There's
What happened to
another 5
Ashley
million.
Phillips? Is he still at the club?
He's on loan.
Dane Scarlett, mate, he's not gonna play for Tottenham. It ain't gonna happen. It's not happening. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that we signed him.
But we've also signed another Irish striker. That young kid.
Oh, Finney. Mate, do you know what? Honestly, if another club came in for you and you had the choice, if you're a young player and you've got a choice between Tottenham and another club, what are you looking at to say, yeah, this is the place for me as a youngster to come and make it? What evidence are they looking at?
The 6,
Who's
7-star
guiding
hotel at the training pitch.
A house.
The goose pillows, whatever they are, the goose down pillows.
Yeah,
A house-
Goodfellas.
A house in
Career
a
in
house.
football, you want minutes on the pitch. You want to make a name for yourself. We are the worst club for a youngster to do that.
A house in
The
Hertfordshire,
one
isn't it?
thing I rate us for is that Vuskovic. Having seen him now for the last couple of years as a youngster go through the different teams that he's played for, and
He
him
looks
doing
alright,
so
doesn't he?
well in Germany now, you think, wow, he's a player, but we'll lose him. We'll probably sell him to Bayern Munich.
Right, let's have a bet now. Is Vuskovic going to be at Spurs next season, or is he going to be sold to a top club?
He's going to be sold to a top club.
I think he's going to be
Bagsy,
sold as well.
Bagsy, I'll give you a different bet. Is that what's the bet? He's in our squad and he's injured straight away.
Yeah, that's possible.
That
That's
is
possible. Yeah. Just before we sell him.
And then he'll miraculously uninjure himself, like get better, and then just did really well for the others.
Mate, any young player that come here is finished. Look at Sessegnon, man. His career's finished. We wrecked it.
So many players you've ruined. And that's what I was saying earlier. Literally, by the players, the fact that we don't have a serious squad now, we are literally impacting players' careers right now.
Listen, do you know what? There's so many things that are wrong. You could fix 3 things. It's not enough. It's not enough. The amount of damage that needs to be repaired is it's almost beyond repair.
You know what? If okay, just one last question, because we're like going around the houses before we wrap up. One last question, still. If the question was, if you had an option like 2-3 years ago, before Ange came and Conte left, and they said, right guys, you've been moaning so much about Levy and ENIC. I tell you what, Levy can go, and the person who's going to replace him is a gooner. Do you reckon we would have accepted it 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
I would have been
Let's say
Levy
just
in.
after Conte.
Yes.
I would have been Levy
right.
in. I would have been Levy in.
Nope. I'm sure I remember you saying, "Oh, like even though we got him from there, he's a really good thingy bloke and a really good communications person, and he will do well here and blah 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 and blah blah blah."
Right. But he never came in as chairman.
Yeah, having him as the
He never
communication.
came here as the chairman. He got the job.
How the fuck do you come
Well,
as a
Stevie was still there.
How do you
and they
come as
had
a
that
PR marketing
like,
person and then become the CEO of the company?
Mate, it's like hiring Heitinger as the assistant manager, and a month later he's our goalie.
He's our number one.
Why does he even go? I thought he came to help Frank with the coaching, you know? Yeah. My Arsenal friends told me that he was very good with the communication with the fans. He got a lot of fan engagement, put murals up around the stadium, some more statues, done all that stuff to make people happy.
Soft stuff, yeah.
but then he got managed out by the board because he was not in agreement with them about the direction. And so he wasn't the disruptor, but he was part of the disruption. So they ended up managing him out. And I thought, why have we got him there?
You know you're in trouble when as a CEO, your best thing on your CV is fan engagement and building statues, not making money or winning stuff or bringing success.
That's you think that's going to be in his bio in LinkedIn?
Yeah, built statues.
Man.
Mate, he is a customer service expert. That's what he is. He's a customer service expert, and he's now the CEO of Tottenham Hotspur.
That's CEO level, man. That is.
And did you see Lang? His expression, like I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, this guy's a fucking clown. And now he's trying to just justify. Oh my goodness.
For them to do a video to be like, oh, yeah, we had loads of injuries in January. Really last minute. It's like, what does injuries have to do with you identifying your targets from the summer until now and bringing them in, for God's sake?
I mean,
Do you know what? That guy that interviewed him as well. I mean, what a gimp! Rather than saying, Land, we were told about £150 million war chest and the
but that's
business.
That's not the questions he's been given to us.
And Frank need reinforcement. What happened, Land? Talk to us. Rather than saying that, he comes in with. I think it's really important if you tell the fans why January is such a difficult time to sign players and why this particular window was difficult for everyone. Well, fuck me. What? You've practically given the excuse to the fans.
There's a question and the answer, right?
It's such bollocks. And fans are like, yeah, you see, you got to believe, you got to give it time.
Still, I'm pretty sure Vinay put that together. The communications man.
Oh yeah,
probably.
Had to. And the thing is, I'm just laughing because he is in charge of the scouting. I could only imagine this summer.
I haven't watched it. I didn't watch it, Danny.
It's true. Man. That is right.
Vinay was in the background going, action. Take two.
That's not what I wrote down. That's probably why he was mumbling his words.
Look more sadder. You've got to feel the part. You know. Listen, that was another staged, choreographed, gun to the head video that they put out. It's unbelievable, man. And you know how you know that whole thing was a disaster? Go look at all the comments. It's horrendous. It is so horrific, the replies. There's nothing positive. It's just hundreds and hundreds of negativity, toxicity, hate.
But still, they don't exist. It doesn't exist.
It's all about engagement. No. It's all about engagement and traction.
No, those comments are bots that don't exist.
No one's
turning up at the protest, so they don't really mean it. It's just nonsense.
Mate, the thing is,
serious.
The thing, you're probably right. The thing is, though, Lange goes, we didn't anticipate there'd be all these injuries in January. Okay. What? No, that's fine. That's fine. What about the 4 months worth of injuries that were building up?
What about last year?
You knew about? What about those ones?
This guy's
out, Kulu out, Benzema out. What about those ones?
This guy is a fucking
Richarlison out. What about all these? What you didn't know about those ones?
There's a reason why Villa got rid of him. He's an idiot, and it's just I didn't think it could get any worse than Levy, and we inherited Dumb and Dumber. I'm like, oh man.
Aston Villa were 15th when they got rid of him.
Yeah.
Now they're going for the league.
It's about where we are, right?
Now they're in a title race.
When he leaves us, we're going to be 14th.
Kind of, you have to give him something for consistency, right?
Yeah, consistency shit.
Right.
The thing is, it's not just him, man. Who hired him? Who said,
Levy.
Let's manage Paratici out because we want Lange to be given equal freedom as someone as experienced as Paratici.
No,
Like,
look, Paratici's come in, right? And he's like, right, I know Daniel's gone, but I'm here, right? And they're like, yeah, you're going to be working with Lange. It's like, what? It's like, you're going to be working with Lange. It's like, what, him? What has he done?
But he doesn't
What?
know anything about
Yeah.
football.
Then Vinay's like, come on, come on, what's his name? Fabio, you can do this, you can work together. Done 3-4 months. It's like, nah, forget it.
I'm off. I'm
It's
off to
like-
a club. I'm off to a club who's getting relegated in Serie A.
Vinay, I met some bird in Italy. I'm off.
It's like saying to Ledley King, you know, yeah, we know that the last manager's gone, but you got to play at the back with Davis and Sanchez. All right, just you got to deal. Just play with Davis and Sanchez.
Crack on.
Huh? Who? What the guy that falls over and chews the grass? Him. You put me next to a cow. Fantastic.
Oh God, do you remember that? Jesus Christ.
Oh, mate. Do you remember Derek Dyer when he's turning circles like the Titanic, isn't it? Like someone runs past him. It's like,
God, Eric.
On-
Do you know, we
on
actually
one
had a
knee.
team of Dyer
On
and
bended knee,
Sanchez
man.
in defence, and we got better results as a team with those two at the back.
but
We actually were better in the league table with Dyer and Sanchez at centre.
with Skip
I mean-
and Winks.
We have Winks.
Sanchez, Dyer, and Winks were outperforming this current team. How have we got? How in the world are we in this situation?
I'm sorry, Harry Winks. I take that back.
Listen, no, go look at that Mourinho team. People always say, oh, but he had Son and Kane. Look at the other 9 fuckers on the pitch. Look at the other fucking 9 people on the pitch.
It's true. It's true. That team was so bad.
It was horrendous. Fucking, it was tragic, man. And who's that other donkey we had in goal for Mourinho had this. What's his name? The Italian guy we had for one season.
Oh,
no,
Bizzaniga or something.
Yeah.
Gazzaniga. Gazzaniga. I didn't think he was too
Gazzaniga,
bad.
sorry.
Gazzaniga, yeah.
He wasn't
Gazzaniga.
too bad of a keeper, I don't think.
Oh,
think he was all
mate,
right.
he was terrible.
No, I don't think so. I don't remember him being that
He was
bad.
better than that Ben. Is it Forster?
He was much better than Forster, yeah.
Oh God, he was
I
like
don't
the
think he was
tree.
that bad, to be fair.
Mate, Forster diving.
You know what?
It was like a timber.
Wasn't it Jose got the best out of Ndombele and Lo Celso? Before Lo Celso got injured, obviously, because he always gets injured.
And Ndombele was all right under Mourinho. He was all right.
For 60 minutes. But Lo Celso was pretty good at one point.
Didn't he?
as well.
Didn't he
got a
train
tune
with
out of
him
it.
in COVID in the park or something?
Yeah, Enfield playing fields around the corner to me
Yeah,
during COVID.
yeah.
Yeah, because he had to get the. Listen, that team was horrendous. When you look at this one now, I don't think this team was worse than that one. That was a really bad team. We've had a few bad teams actually.
Anyway, let's wrap up now. I'm gonna go.
Right.
Yeah.
Much love to everyone. Listen, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Do give the show a like, whether it's now, whether you're watching it later on, and stuff like that. Much love to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for all the lovely super chats that we had. It's much appreciated. And we shall see you next Wednesday. Cool.
Bye-bye.
Hit that button.
Come on, Spurs.
I'm not even going to say come on you Spurs because they don't even care. So I don't care. Just come. Just come.
Come on. Come on.
Come on.